Good Friday evening live from Spirit Lake High School. Central Lion George Little Rock football is on the air. The 2019 football season for the Lions continues, and tonight in Spirit Lake to tangle with the Indians. Couple of old foes meeting up here tonight in Spirit Lake. The Lions coming in with a record of 0-2 on the season. Spirit Lake with a record of 2-0. Spirit Lake out of District 2, the Lions out of District 1, so we're crossing districts here tonight as opposed to crossing classes, which we did in the first couple of non-district games to kick off this season. But Joel, the schedule stays just as tough with the roadie here, and what has been a house of horrors for the Lions the last few times they have visited this place.
Well, and you know that's just one of those things with Spirit Lake, the momentum that they've built around here, the team that they've put together, and the tradition that they're starting to build over the last decade or so. Spirit Lake football has been amazing here. They have an amazing facility. You're on the turf out here. Just great facilities for you to sit at and be a part of, and great for these kids to get a chance to come out and play on them. But in the same aspect, you got a really tough football team. Like you said, you know, the first 2 weeks, some 1A opponents, both ranked in the top 5. Now you come over into this gender or over here, and you've got Class 2A, and you've got Spirit Lake, another quality football team who we thought might be down a little bit this year because they graduated a lot of kids from last year. They were pretty solid last year. They graduated a bunch, and then they come into this year, and right off the bat, week number 1, they get a big win over a good Spencer team out of 3A down south there at Spencer. So they went into Spencer, took a win, then they got another win last week. And they're once again proving that they're a solid football team. Yeah,
they absolutely blasted Forest City last week. So Spirit Lake certainly the class of District 2. If there was any doubting that and where this program is at, we can safely say that they are at the reload and not rebuild phase here for football. They've got this program full going in the right direction here due to the Spirit Lake Indians. Been a while since we've been here. It actually feels like forever, but it was probably only a few years ago. The last game we believe here was that state playoff game that we had here a few years back.
Yeah, we got to come in here, state quarterfinals. You know, we had a very good football team in that one. We had to come here to Spirit Lake to play these guys, and played a heck of a football game. I think we lost by a couple scores, you know, but in the end ended up being one of the closest playoff games they had. They went on to just dominate their way through the dome and go on to win the state title that year. You know, their quarterback, Logan Backus, is now a starting linebacker up at South Dakota State. They got other stars that were all throughout that team that are off playing in college other places too. So, yeah, that was a really great team. And then, yeah, we got away from them as they moved up to 3A for a little bit. And we had a downslide in football, you know, where we had a few down years where we didn't meet up with them in the playoffs. Now in the last 2 years, we've scheduled them back into the non-district zone, and we've gotten a chance to play them. We played them at home last year. Now we're over here this year. And it'll be a good test for us here tonight.
In keeping with this difficult preseason, well, not preseason schedule, but pre-district schedule, non-district schedule for the Lions, not only are they playing some of the best teams in Northwest Iowa, but some of the best quarterbacks for that matter. And here tonight it will be more of the same. Brent Scott, a junior quarterback for Spirit Lake, he kind of does it all. He does it all, not just with his arm, but with his legs as well.
Yeah, he's the guy you got to pay attention to. And he's going to run a lot of that RPO, that run-pass option. And he's very good at knowing when to give, when to throw, and when to take off and run. And he's a guy we're going to have to definitely lock down here tonight.
Well, we're looking forward to a great ball game here tonight in Spirit Lake. Central Lion, George Little Rock, and Spirit Lake getting set to do battle here tonight. Lions coming in at 0-2 on the season, but a much improved effort last week against the West Sioux Falcons, and that's what the Lions will try to do this year, try to get better with each and every week leading up to district play. Hopefully they'll keep it moving in the right direction here tonight. Coming up on the pregame show, we'll get together with Lions head coach Curtis Eben in just a bit. Also, head coach of the Spirit Lake Indians, Josh Beloit, will be joining us as well. All right, here, as you're listening to Lion Football on the Central Lion Broadcast Network.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company, PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Spirit Lake Indian football with the head coach of the Indians, Josh Beloit. Coach, thanks for joining us here this week.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity.
Coach, let's talk about your team a little bit so far. Early season matchups for you, and your team has really performed well. Tell us a little bit how that season's gone so far.
We played a very physical team, Spencer, week one. And we have an inexperienced offensive line at that time with a lot of guys starting their first game. To be honest, a lot of guys starting their first game at several positions. And felt like in the first half, we're trying to kind of feel the game out, and Spencer got up on us early. And then I was really pleased how we responded to adversity in that first week and came back and had a great second half, really played a physical half of football, and were able to come away with the win in that game. And then just thought we continued to improve in week two. Just really efficient offensively in week two, took care of the ball, and we're able to distribute the ball to a lot of different people, which, again, is our goal offensively, try to spread the ball out. And then defensively, I just thought we tackled really, really well the first 2 weeks and just continue to improve as a team. So.
Well, and that's kind of the idea for those non-district games, is to improve and get ready for district play. But obviously now with the new playoff system, these non-district games, they count, and it makes it a little bit harder. But it's always good, and that's got to be the goal each and every week, is to get better. And you get another tough test this week as Central Lyon George Little Rock comes to your place.
Yeah, again, very physical football team, a team on offense that really is spreading the field vertically and horizontally, distributing the ball well, trying to get the ball in space and create big plays. Defensively, they're physical. They run to the ball well and they tackle well. They play two of the best teams I've seen on film in the state here in a while. West Lyon defensively is phenomenal, and West Sioux offensively is just so darn explosive. So they're 0-2, but they're a tremendous football team who's played two tremendous football teams. So.
What are some things you expect to see from Coach Eben offensively, and maybe what do you expect to see from him defensively?
Just offensively, you can tell. They're doing some of the RPO stuff. Obviously, the zone read, throwing bubble off of it, stick route off of it, and doing some things with motion. A lot more no huddle, check with me stuff. Trying to control the tempo that way offensively. Defensively, you see their forefront. West Sioux, they ran a lot of man coverage and brought pressure out of it. And then in the first game against West Lyon, they kind of balanced that between some zone and some man. Again, always play physical. And always run to the ball well defensively. Special teams, explosive kick return in week two. Kicking game looks very good. It's just a well-coached, solid team playing well in all facets of the game. And so, that's what I expect from Coach Eben. So.
Well, now that you've had a chance to look at those tapes, as I said, you got to see the West Sioux and the West Lyon game. Where are some things that you think you're going to do that you'll be able to take advantage?
I think we're going to try to do very similar to what they do. Try to spread the ball out horizontally, vertically. Just try to make people. The hardest thing is if you can defend. Can you get one-on-one matchups and win one-on-one matchups, and how do you do that? And teams try to do it in different ways, and that's what we will try to do offensively. I don't know if we'll be successful at it or not, but that's what we'll try to do. Defensively, making sure we tackle well, make sure we get people to the ball, and that we're sound in those one-on-one matchups. Obviously ball security on offense and trying to create some turnovers defensively are going to be huge factors in the game.
Well, obviously, getting to play at home this week is definitely an advantage when you get the home field advantage out there, and especially with the way the weather has worked out this week.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's nice to play on turf. We're fortunate this year. Our travel schedule, we played at Varsity last week on turf. We play at Sioux Center next week on turf. So I think like 7 or 8 of our games this year are on turf. And yeah, just like that, you have good footing. You don't have to worry about muddy conditions with the weather we've had here lately. And from a practice standpoint, it's really nice too that we know no matter what the situation is, we'll have a dry surface to practice on. So.
Well, and obviously when you get on the turf, your speed comes into play as well.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about mowing it. We don't have to worry about teams growing their grass long, and yeah, we can play fast. So.
Well, let's talk about these first 2 weeks. Obviously, you said tough physical games. Those first couple games, another tough game here. How is your team looking injury-wise early in the season?
You know, we had Gavin Harms did not play in week 2, and he's a really good player for us at running back and linebacker. He is back and healthy. We had a young man that got hurt during the summer, knee injury, cartilage tear. Gotten that repaired, and he has not played at all through the season, but should be coming back next week to practice. So that's nice just to see him in his senior year going to get an opportunity to be back with the team and play. But really, we're healthy for the most part, and feel good about that. I think all of us at 2A, depth is an issue. I mean, you know what I mean? We just got to try to stay healthy and continue to develop depth, and right now we're healthy, and we're thankful for that.
What do you see as some of the keys to picking up a win over the Lions?
Yeah, creating explosive plays, either on offense or special teams, and then defensively, creating turnovers and limiting explosive plays. I mean, you look at analytics anymore, and that's what tells you who's going to win the game. And so trying to do both those things and limit them on the other side. So.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us here this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate the time with you, too. So.
That is the head coach of the Spirit Lake Indians, Josh Beloit. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the rhythm was amazing. Jackpot smile, I was made for this. Can't stop the moves that I'm making. I was made for this.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions football with the head coach of the Lions, Curtis Eben. Coach, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, thanks for having me, Joel.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about last week, a tough game at home against West Sioux. They are everything we expected and more. They are just a super talented team. We came up on the short end of the scoreboard, but the improvement our guys made from week 1 to week 2 is something you definitely got to be happy about.
Yeah, we knew week 1 we didn't play very good football on all aspects of the game. Going into week 2, we had to improve, and I felt really we came out, we were firing on all cylinders. We had guys making plays, we made plays, and things were started off pretty smooth for us. And we knew that West Sioux had some high talented. A quarterback that's extremely good and the wideout that's really good, and those two guys we had to stop. And throughout that game, I thought we had a good game plan going in offense and defense. We executed pretty well. Defensively, we just it's one of those deals where you kind of have to. I told people you kind of, if you double one, you're not doubling the other type of thing. And so, it seemed like one would hurt us and another one would hurt us, and we kind of played a guessing game of just trying to minimize the big plays. And throughout that game, they made big plays, and toward the end of that second quarter, they made a couple big plays and kind of got the score separated. But it's one of those things. We definitely saw improvement from our kids. Our kids fought. We had a lot of kids play. I think we had our entire JV line in most of the second half. Mostly just to get those guys, a healthy JV line is better than a tired varsity line type of thing. So I was proud of the way our kids came in and they fought for 4 quarters, and you got to as a coaching staff, we're happy to see that.
Well, and like I said, you're happy to see the improvements that those kids made. But in the first part of that game, West Sioux threw some punches our way, but our kids responded extremely well and came back. They didn't get down on themselves. I mean, they fired right back at them. And then the adjustments out of the half into the second half, like you said, with personnel changes and different things, we played right with them in the second half.
We did, and that's the thing. You don't like. It's kind of a loser mentality if you say, well, we did this and this and but we still got beat by 20, and that's the thing that the bottom line is when you lose a game like that, the score indicates kind of where you're at. But I thought the second half where our kids came out and really played hard throughout the entire game, and that's something, like I said, I'm proud of those guys for doing that. We just got to capitalize on those, on some plays here and there. But for the most part, our guys, we just missed some tackles, and they had some long completion plays throughout that, and we just can't have that.
Well, another chance to improve this week, go on the road here again, and it doesn't get a whole lot easier, but you get to go on the road, play on some turf in a very nice stadium against Spirit Lake.
Yeah, like you said, I think their complex is extremely nice all the way around. It's a pretty football atmosphere type of stadium. So we're excited. Our kids are excited, and especially with all the rain here recently, our field wouldn't hold up very well tonight. So we'll go over there and get to play on some turf and have our guys run around a little bit. And I think it's an hour bus drive, a little over an hour, so it ain't too bad. So we'll get on that bus and we'll get focused.
Well, and like I said, getting on the turf really can help us out as we like to play a little bit of speed game against other schools. In the same aspect, the team that we saw last year in Spirit Lake is a little bit different this year. And what is some things you expect to see this year that from what we saw last year?
One thing with Spirit Lake, they're always very well coached. Their offensive line does things extremely well. Doesn't matter how big or how slow or how fast they are. That offensive line is very well coached. They do things. They move extremely well. They know their assignments. And so, Spirit Lake is very similar to us in a lot of things that they do. They don't throw a lot of, curveballs at you. They'll line up and just play physical football with you. And you're going to see the same thing this year out of them, according to tape. And obviously it starts with the quarterback. He's that dynamic run-pass guy. He runs the offense extremely well. Good speed kid, and so we really got to control that kid, know where he's at all times. Really can, and with that, once we stop him, then they'll start hitting the edges a little bit more and try to get him to roll out. And those are the things that we want to do. We want to get them out of their comfort zone, kind of making them one-dimensional. Defensively, they run a 3-5 defense. Nothing that we haven't seen. The same thing that we saw last week out of West Sioux. So we're going 2 weeks in a row now. They'll crash our ends hard. The linebackers will be flying around. So, for us, it's nothing new. We just got to do what we've been doing the last couple of weeks here and just do it better. And every week we're getting better but tonight will be a tough test. They don't have the playmakers West Sioux have, but overall they're probably an average over there. They're a lot better team aspect-wise when you consider all aspects of what they do. So it's going to be a tough task tonight going on the road down there, but our kids are focused. We know where we're at, and we got to play 4 hard quarters of football.
Well, you said they're obviously a tough team, and you've got a chance to watch the tape on them. Where are some things that you think that we might get to take advantage of them guys?
Offensively, we just gotta control those outside linebackers. Those guys have caused us all kinds of havoc in the past. They bump and run with their 2 receiver. They really control that outside outside flow game. And so we got to play some mind games with those guys early. We got to get them to kind of guess on their responsibilities, what they have to do, and from there will help us get moving the ball a little bit. Again, defensively, we got to stop that quarterback. That's the main punchline that we have to do. We got to get guys in good position, and then we got to wrap up and make tackles. We can't miss tackles like we did last week, and so that's a big key for us tonight to do that.
Well, Coach, obviously last Friday night we saw Carter Krall take a pretty tough hit out there. How's the rest of our team looking injury-wise?
Yeah, obviously Carter, he won't be back this week yet, but he is doing well. He's running around. He was kicking yesterday, so he's on path to be back next week. I firmly believe that, and unless something else happens. But he's had a good couple of days. Otherwise, we're banged up a little bit. We lost our one safety. He's got a family issue he has to take care of, and then Carter is obviously out, and so two guys we have to place in that secondary, and you're going to see Rex Benoit and Luke Rasmussen step up this week, and one guy down, but another guy's opportunity. So, two guys that put their time in their program, they understand they're smart football players. So, we're looking forward to that. They are looking forward to that themselves. So, we'll see how that goes. And then Addison Metzger will take Carter Krall's spot on the offensive side, and Addison's a kid that's played that position for 2 years now, and he's very comfortable with it. So it just hurts us a little bit on depth-wise on both sides of the ball with guys getting a break. Dalton Cordles, we got banged up last night in practice a little bit. He has a hamstring issue. I'm not sure if we'll see him tonight yet. This is kind of a game-time decision. And then Cooper Spees ended up spraining his ankle last night also. A guy that does all the kicking for us, does all of, does a lot of return game for us, and a wide receiver and the starting DB. So he's kind of a game-time decision as of now, too, to see where Coop's at. And hopefully we can take some of those guys up and give them some game time yet.
Well, and like you said, last week we had the opportunity to put in some D linemen, and they performed well when they had to step up into there, and we're hoping for the same thing again tonight.
Absolutely, that's the biggest thing. It's one guy down and it's another guy's opportunity. That's the biggest thing, is that you got to make the most of your opportunities. And when that time comes, it could be in the middle of the game, it could be fourth quarter, it could be a third down in one situation, but you got to make the most of it. And I think our kids last week showed that they're ready to play it no matter what level. So you expect kind of the same thing tonight.
Well, Coach, what do you see as some of the keys to picking up a victory tonight in Spirit Lake?
Defensively, we got to tackle. They can't run through arm tackles. We got to drive our hips, bring our feet, get it lined up correct. We've had a great week of practice, and that it sounds as simple as that, but it really is. It's not so much about X's and O's. It's just about lining up and making plays, and we've had a good week of that, and so I feel like we'll continue to see that tonight. Offensively, we have to establish our run game. We have to get things going, protect our quarterback a little bit, and maybe limit their blitz game because of the 3-5. They loved it. They'll bring 4-man, 5-man pressure a lot. So we just need to limit their blitz game and just do the little things better on offense and defense. So, there ain't no big statements I can say to change that. It's just do those little things better.
Coach, we appreciate you taking your time every week, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
All right, thanks for having me, Joel.
That is the head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust, it's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spirit Lake along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly, getting set for Lion football here tonight. The Lions have won the opening coin toss in Spirit Lake here tonight. Lions have deferred, so Spirit Lake will get things going first of all offensively. Spirit Lake will be receiving to the south end zone here. They'll be defending the south end zone at the Spirit Lake football field. If you're not familiar with the layout here, they'll be moving from the left to the right in your mind's eye. Spirit Lake Indians decked out in their home red uniforms, red jerseys with the black numbers, red pants with the black stripe, black helmets with the black face masks. Lions in their road whites, white jerseys with the purple numbers and a gold trim, purple pants with the gold stripe, gold helmets, and purple face mask. As the Lions and Indians get set for battle here tonight. Joel, looking forward to a good one.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. This will be a really good telltale here of where we're at with this. I think we match up very well with Spirit Lake. I think we play a lot of the same schemes out there, and the size-wise is going to be very familiar. Forgive us if you're watching at home. Obviously, the sun is hitting us directly in the face, so it's going to be a little bit tough until that sun goes behind the bleachers for you guys viewing. So you just have to pay attention and listen to Jay Kelly at home.
Caden Van Berkom handling the kickoff duties. It is a squib kick to kick things off, and it will be fielded on one knee at the 29-yard line by Spirit Lake's Max Carney. So Spirit Lake will start 1st and 10 from their own 29. Joel, we mentioned it in the pregame show. Brent Scott, the junior quarterback, he's the one that makes it go for the Indians.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's going to be the guy that they're going to really watch. We're going to key on him. And he's going to be the guy. If we can disrupt him, we can disrupt a lot of things with them.
Scott lines up in the shotgun with a motion man left to right. The hand goes right up the middle, and a nice seam right out the gate for Gavin Harms. He'll have a first down and then some as he carries for 14 yards up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and right off the bat, that is an explosive play. That was great blocking by their offensive line. They opened up a huge seam.
Quick offense for Spirit Lake as Scott will put it in the air on second down, fielded on one knee. The catch is made by Caleb Oleman at the 46. It will be a pickup of 3.
Yeah, and that was a tough one there. It was a little bit of a low pass there. Oleman got down and made the catch, but the knee was down, didn't get far.
Scott in the shotgun formation will hand to the swing man. Coming around right end is the ball carrier Colby Richter, and he's going to be dropped out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. Coming up to make the play was Cole Telford, and it will be a third down and about 5 for the Indians.
You know, that's the tough part here is they're going to play so fast. They have so many guys out there on the sidelines. They can play with us and try and wear us out early with this up-tempo offense.
Third down and 5. Scott in the shotgun, calls it out, takes a snap, drops back to pass, and it looks like we had some early movement here. A flag on the field. We'll wait and see who the call is against from the official. I believe this is going to be against the Indians, and it will. Officials will mark it back to the 44-yard line, so now a third down and about 9 coming up for Spirit Lake.
Well, and that's the thing, Jay. When you run up-tempo offense like this, you got to make sure everybody gets set on the offensive line, and there they weren't.
Scott lining up in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side, lets one go down the right sideline, has a man, and the catch is made by Joe Stein with 1 foot in at the 18-yard line. Just got behind Cole Telford on the coverage, and Spirit Lake is in business in the Lion red zone.
Yeah, 38-yard reception. They put that thing right on the money, and Cole Telford's fast, but he got beat on that one.
Scott will line up in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the Lion 18 as Scott with a single back behind him takes a snap. Quarterback keep up the middle, and Scott will carry to about the 15-yard line. Will be a pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 coming up.
You know, and there they're going to show pass. He's going to dip the shoulders there, try and freeze the defense. Then he takes off and runs, and that's just hopefully trying to get him some room.
Scott lined up in the shotgun again with Oleman behind him. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looks right side. Catch is made at the 13, but nicely covered by Telford. It is Stein again on the catch, but Telford was there to make the hit immediately, limiting him to a gain of 3.
Yeah, not very much on that carry there. Actually, they're only going to give him about a yard on the on the catch. Great job there by Telford to drive through him.
3rd down and 7 with Scott in the shotgun. Swing pass out to the right side, setting up the bubble screen for Oleman. Oleman has blockers and has the end zone for the first Spirit Lake touchdown of the night. That was actually Gavin Harms. Gavin Harms on the reception and touchdown with 10:26 left to play in the opening quarter. The Indians take an early 6-0 lead.
Yeah, right away, and that's the up-tempo that you see with Spirit Lake. They try and push the tempo there. They get out in space, and they use their speed, and took them very little time with very little resistance to get down and score.
Point after attempt coming up for the Indians. Max Bauer will do the kicking. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point is good. 10:26 left to play in the opening quarter. 7-0. Spirit Lake leading Central Lion George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lion Broadcast Network.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Back in Spirit Lake, 7-0. The Indians lead Central Lyon George Little Rock, 10:26 left to play in the opening quarter. Indians march 71 yards down the field in 1 minute and 34 seconds to open things up with that quick strike offense. 13-yard touchdown pass from Scott to Harms, and the point after was good. 7-0 Spirit Lake with the lead. First opportunity for the Lions coming up as the kickoff comes. A short kick, high end over end. It will be fielded at the 16, maybe the 17-yard line by Central Lyon George Little Rock, out to about the 27. On the return is the return man, Cooper Spees, and the Lions will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27.
You know, Jay, we saw a lot of good things out of Cooper last week, and I'd like to see him get integrated a little bit more in the offense, and possibly with Carter being down, we might get to see a little bit more of him.
Colby Postma, the Lion offense, out for 1st and 10. They will start on their own 28-yard line. Immediately, twin receivers lined up to the left side. A single receiver lined up to the right. Make that twins to the right. As Postma puts the man in motion, that's Metzger. Takes a snap, hands to Meyer up the middle. Nothing doing there, just a big pile at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, the defense was ready for that one. They got the initial push right off the bat and then just created the pile. Nowhere for Kalen to go, and he gets bottled up. Might have even lost a half a yard.
Yeah, it looks like it. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Lions here. Just inside of 10 minutes left in the opening quarter. Lions trailing 7-0 early in this one. Postma will line up in the shotgun, twins to each side. Metzger comes across in motion right to left. He'll take the swing pass from Postma, has blockers, cuts it upfield, and carries out to the 33-yard line. Will be about a 6-yard pickup on the play, set up the Lions with a 3rd and 4 or 5.
You know, and Addison, he's going to be that guy we're going to have to lean on. He's a kid who's played in that role for about 3 years, and we've moved him in there relatively all the time, and so he knows the spot. He's going to fill in for Carter in that position, and he's going to be the guy that we're going to really lean on until we get Carter back.
On 3rd and 5, the hand goes to Meyer for no gain on the play, and the Lions will have a 4th down and 5 coming up from their own 33. It will be punt time with 9:08 left in the opening quarter.
Yeah, not a very good set right there off the bat, getting stuffed on 2 straight runs right up the middle. Kalen with nowhere to go, and a 3 and out against this kind of an offense. Going to be tough. We're going to have to play some better defense.
Van Berkem on to punt, back on his own 21, gets a good snap and gets off the punt. It's a low wobbler. Will take a bounce at the 41, take a Spirit Lake bounce back to the 44, where the Lions will down it. 1st down and 10 for Spirit Lake offensively from their own 44-yard line with 8:43 left to play in the opening quarter. A 7-0 advantage for the Spirit Lake Indians as the Indian defense holds the Lions to a 3 and out. And Spirit Lake will come back out looking for more offensively. Scott has them lined up in the shotgun. And it looks like confusion on the offensive side. Spirit Lake's head coach Josh Beloit going to have to take a timeout right away.
Yeah, burn a timeout. Had too many players on the field there. Had 12 guys lined up out there. And had to call a timeout to save himself from getting the penalty.
Just inside of 9 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. A 7-0 advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. And Joel, you mentioned a tough opening set for the Lion offense going 3 and out. And certainly when your defense is off the field, you want to give them as much of a rest as possible, especially with the Spirit Lake offense as quick as they come at you.
Yeah, well, and, you know, that's going to be the hard part too, is when they run that fast of an offense and we've got so many guys that go both ways, we need those longer offensive sets to give our guys a chance to breathe a little bit. And you don't always expect to score on that first drive, but you definitely don't want to go 3 and out. You want to move the ball down the field as much as you can.
Scott will line up in the shotgun formation. Trip receivers left, a single receiver to the right, as Oleman will line up just behind him. Officials waiting for the timeout to officially run out with 8:43 left in the opening quarter. We are back in play with Scott in the shotgun. Scott calls for it, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking left side over the middle, had a man, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete, intended for Oleman.
Yeah, getting his big old paws up there, I think, was Jarrett Meyer doing a great job there. Wasn't going to get to the quarterback, so just got his hands in the air and did a great job of knocking that thing down.
Second down and 10 for Spirit Lake from their own 44 as Scott will hand right up the middle to Harms. Nothing doing there. The Lions pile up on him at the 45. Will be a pickup of 1, and now a 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Indians.
You know, and you can start to see some of the adjustments being made by the Lions already. They got the hands up there on the defensive line. Now they crash down on the running back.
3rd down and 9. Scott will drop back to pass under pressure, sets up the screen over the middle to Harms. Harms busts through a tackle by Meyer. It gets another block downfield, and Harms is going to have a 1st down, but a flag on the play, and I believe that was a block in the back he had after Meyer missed the tackle.
Yeah, you see the officials immediately signaling don't move the stick right there because this one might be coming back. And I think Kalen Meyer got a good shot. He was going to go for him and just got shoved in the back. And nothing he could do for it, and they are going to walk it off.
Now the flag is spotted down at the 44 of Central Lyon George Little Rock, and that is where it will be put back from. So the officials will walk it back to the 46 of Spirit Lake, which essentially is going to be a redo. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 once again.
Well, the Lions got bailed out on that one. They got a shot at going after the screen, but they got to know that when that's coming, Spirit Lake had lots of blockers out in front, and we're struggling to tackle these guys out in the open field.
3rd down and 9 for the Indians. Ball on their own 46. Scott lines up in the shotgun, takes a snap, dropping back. Quarterback keep, and Addison Metzger is going to take him down for the quarterback sack at the 44-yard line, and the Lions able to hold the Indians 3 and out.
Well, that was a great job there. Scott was looking down the field, had good coverage on the wideouts there. He stepped up in the pocket, and Addison Metzger slipped underneath of his blocker and was right there to make the sack.
Punt coming up for Spirit Lake from the 36. A low line drive punt. Telford will watch it take a few hops. Now he'll get away. It rolls inside the 5-yard line and all the way down to the Central Lyon George Little Rock 2, where Spirit Lake downs it. So the Lions starting in the shadow of their own goalpost with 7:20 left in the opening quarter. Offensive possession number 2 coming up.
You know, and right there, that was something that turned out that could have been really bad for Spirit Lake and ended up turning out really good. It was a low snap. It was on the turf. Punter able to get it up and get it away. And like you said, then all of a sudden it takes a roll in their favor down to the 2. And the Lions, when you're trapped inside your own 2-yard line, Jay, it's hard for you to open up the playbook here and get out of this for your second drive.
1st and 10 for the Lions. They'll have a power eye look with Postma standing under center. The hand goes over the right side and the carry to the 5-yard line for a pickup of 3 on the play. It looks like the ball carrier on the play for the Lions was Will Nagel.
Yeah, Will Nagel, big sophomore, 5'10". And he plays a lot bigger than 5'10", 165. I mean, he's a guy who plays like he's 200 pounds.
2nd down and 7 coming up for Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 5-yard line, trailing 7-0 here in the first quarter. Power eye formation behind Postma as he'll hand on the counter over the left side to Telford, and he's going to be dropped back at the 4 for a loss of 1 on the play. And it will be a 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, tough break there. You know, the Lions are struggling with these guys. Their D-line is just fast off the line of scrimmage there, and they're getting the step. They're getting penetration, and our guys are having to make decisions a lot quicker than they want to.
3rd down and 6 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 4-yard line with 6:19 left in the opening quarter. Power eye formation behind Postma. Postma will pitch it out right side. This goes to Nagel again. Nagel will stretch it out across the 10 to about the 11. Looks like he might be a yard shy of the 1st down, but a nice gainer to give the punters some room.
Yeah, it looks like Will is going to come up just about a little bit short there. And definitely not a place where we're going to try and fake anything or go for it on 4th down. Going to bring Van Berkom back on to kick it. And like I said, giving him some room and let the freshman punter have at.
5:45 left in the opening quarter. Clock on the move. Lions trail it 7-0 early in this one. Van Berkom on to punt. He will stand in his own end zone as we await the snap. It's a good snap, and Van Berkom gets off a high short kick Fair catch made at the 39 of Central Lyon George Little Rock, where Spirit Lake will take over. First and 10 offensively once again. Well, the Indians marched right down the field and scored on that opening possession. Second possession, the Lions held them to a 3-and-out. So we'll see what Spirit Lake comes back with this time around.
Well, we got helped out with some penalties on that last drive, but obviously they're going to be in 4-down territory right off the bat, so we got to be ready to be on our toes again.
First and 10 for the Indians from the Lions 39, and we're going to have early movement on the Indians once again here as the officials throw a flag before the snap.
Well, and every yard that we can push them back is definitely a bonus here, Jay. If we can get them pushed back and then get a couple stops, you might make them go or make them bring on the punt team if you can keep them at negative plays. And maybe you can force that punt versus giving them a reason to go for it on 4th down.
Ball spotted on the Lion 44. First and 15 now for the Indians with Scott in the shotgun. The hand goes to the swing man coming around right end. Nicely read by the Lions, Cole Telford, as Telford drops the ball carrier, Joe Stein. Stein was trying to get around that right end, but Telford with just a great open field tackle.
Well, you got a great open field tackle, but you're going to get a hold on there as well. You had Jerry Stratton coming across there, and they just wrapped him up, wouldn't let him go on the end there right in front of the official. Easy call for him. You're going to have holding, and you bet that Coach Eben's probably going to push them back another 10 yards.
Yeah, it looks like the Lions will take it from the 47-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. It will be marked back to the 42 of Spirit Lake. So now a first down and about somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 for the Indians with 5:24 left to play in the opening quarter. Lions trail at 7-0. Lion defense looking for a big stop here. Scott will line up in the shotgun. Trips bunched over to the left side. Scott takes a snap, looking over the middle. Now he'll throw right sideline. Wide open in the flat is Stein into Lion territory and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock, about 1 yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, and that's the tough part right there is you got him pinned back way deep, and then they hit a little pass underneath there and get him in the open field, and he's able to take off and run for about 15 yards.
Officials do mark him out of bounds at the 42, so about 3 yards shy of the first down. The hand will go up the middle to Harms, spins off a tackle in the backfield, and the carry down to the 39-yard line, where that will be enough for a first down.
No, Jay, that's the
first down
marker.
Yes, that's right. That was the initial first down marker. Pardon me on that.
I was going to say, they still got 10 yards to go.
Yeah, so it is a 3rd down and 10 for Spirit Lake. Pardon me, I was confused there. 3rd down and 10 for the Indians from the Lion 39. Poor snap. Scott fields it, rolls out right side, looking to pass as an open man in the flat, but throws behind him, and Dylan Fine couldn't hang on to it, so incomplete on the play.
Well, now it's going to be decision time here, Jay. You're inside the 40-yard line, but you got 10, 11 yards to go on this. Do you try and pooch kick it and pin the Lions deep again, or do you try and go for it here?
On 4th down from the Lion 39, Scott in the shotgun will drop back to pass, looking over the middle. Now he settles for the right. Now he'll move in the pocket. Moves to the right, throws over the middle to Stein, who makes the catch at the 26-yard line for the Indian first down.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. Good protection there for the quarterback. Scott, he rolls out and just waits for his wide receivers to get open and finds his man for a 13-yard pickup.
Scott will line him up, first down and 10 from the Lion 26. Scott in the shotgun, takes a snap, dropping back to pass. He'll tuck, he'll run over left tackle, cuts it back up the middle, and Scott will be dropped inside the 20, down at about the 17-yard line, and it's going to be a couple yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, about 8 yards on the pickup there, though, but once again, such a good quarterback to have back there. He stands back there. He's very composed in the pocket, looking to throw, and knows when it's not there to take off and run.
2nd down and 2 for the Indians from the Lions 17. Scott in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, the hand to Harms up the middle, and Harms will be dropped right about the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard on forward progress to the 16, and looks like a 3rd down and short coming up.
Yeah, Bryce Vanderweerd stepped up there, did a great job. He got a good hit on the running back, but running back able to fall forward.
On 3rd and short, a bubble pass, bubble screen set up to the right side is incomplete. The pass in front of Max Carney, so now 4th and short for the Indians from the 16 of Central Lyon George Little Rock with 3:40 left in the opening quarter, and the Lions have a chance to make a stop and get off the field. Scott will line up in the shotgun on 4th and short, takes the snap, fakes the hand to Harms, keeps it himself, has the first down and more as he'll carry up to the 11-yard line, and the Indians will move the chains once again.
Yeah, that was such a good fake there by Scott to fake the hand of the running back and then pulls it out at the last second. We all thought the running back had it. He takes off for an easy first down.
Scott in the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the line, 11 under pressure. He's going to be brought down. Quarterback sack, all kinds of confusion there. And Scott will be brought down for an 8-yard loss. Well, they'll mark his knee down at the 17, but a 6-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, Lyle Moore getting in there as well as Max Gruss. A couple of them younger guys on that defensive line that we saw really come on last week. And there they go. They got a good free shot at the quarterback.
2nd down and about 15 now for the Indians. Make it 16 for the Indians. There was all kinds of confusion on that play there. As Spirit Lake, it looks like Scott had thought the play was blown dead, and the Lion defensive linemen even stopped in their tracks as well for a while. So 2nd down and 16 now. Scott will take the snap, hand to Harms left side. Harms with a nice hole will carry inside the 10 and down to about the 7-yard line. And he'll be just shy, well, about 6 yards shy of the first down. On 3rd down for Spirit Lake, we have a timeout called by Central Lyon George Little Rock with 2:43 left to play in the opening quarter. A 7-0 advantage for Spirit Lake. A 3rd down and about 7 to go for the Indians with the ball spotted on the 7-yard line. It looks like they could get a first down without getting a touchdown, but it would be inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be really close here, but the Lions are going to be looking. They need a negative play here. Force them, if they can get another sack or even a penalty to help them out here, get them pushed back outside the 10-yard line to give yourself a pretty good shot on 4th down to try and get the stop here. Coach Eben calling a timeout there. Going to go in there. He's going to reiterate what he's going over with assignments for the Lions defense. But in the same aspect, got to give them a little bit of a breather as well because of the pace that Spirit Lake plays with.
Each team using one timeout so far here in the first quarter. A 7-0 advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. The Indians looking for more, and the Lions defense looking to make a stop here. It will be a 3rd down and about 7 from the 7-yard line for Spirit Lake. They can get a first down without scoring. It would be just inside the 1. Scott from the shotgun, a low snap. He corrals it, takes a snap, and throws over the middle. Catch is made at the 6-yard line, ducking across the tackle attempt and into the end zone for the Indian touchdown is Caleb Uleman, as he just ran around the defender trying to tackle him and walked in for a 7-yard touchdown score.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Just running that wide out on a drag route across, hits him right in stride, and Dylan Van Berkom had a shot at him, but he ran right by him and walks in for an easy touchdown.
7-yard touchdown reception for Uleman pushes the lead for Spirit Lake up to 13-0. Extra point attempt coming up from Max Bauer. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. And the extra point is good. 2:36 left in the opening quarter, 14-0. Spirit Lake leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the rhythm was amazing. Jackpot smile, but I was made for this. Catch all those that I'm making. I was made for this.
Back in Spirit Lake, 2:36 left to play in the opening quarter. A 14-0 lead for the Spirit Lake Indians over the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions here tonight. Spirit Lake scoring on their third offensive possession of the night, 2 for 3 on the night offensively. Meanwhile, the Lions looking for that first down yet here tonight. They have pretty much been shut down on the offensive side of the ball so far. Ensuing kickoff coming from Bauer. We have flags once again on the field here. Or I shouldn't say flags, but we may have a official timeout. Wait and see what the officials decide here. Bauer may not have gotten the signal just yet before he lined up and kicked it.
That's kind of what it's looking like. There are no flags out there on the field, so I don't see you're not going to get an offside. Well, now they're going to come out and say offsides on Spirit Lake, so they're going to back them up to the 35. And that's a great thing for the Lions because now they might get a shot to give Cole Telford a chance to return it.
Well, Max Bauer, 6'1", 140 pounds. He is the kicker for Spirit Lake, one of the kicking specialists they have, and he can really give the ball the boot as a high end-over-end kick, angling towards out of bounds. Spees will take it on a hop at the 11 to the 20 to the 25, and a flag on the play. Looks like the Lions got a block in the back here. Spees runs it back to the 29, but this one could be coming back.
I think you're going to get holding on Kalen Meyer out there. Kalen just tackled the guy in front of him, right in front of Spees. And a tough break there as Cooper got a pretty good return, but the holding's going to push us back inside the 20-yard line and deep in our own territory once again.
Spot of the foul was the 23-yard line, so the officials will walk it back. And the Lions going to be starting first down and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Certainly not much field position for the Lions so far here tonight. 2:31 left in the opening quarter. Lions trail at 14-0 and need to get a little movement going offensively here.
Yeah, our average starting field position is inside our own 20-yard line. Actually closer to about the 12-yard line average starting field position. Not a good way to start.
Twin receivers to each side with Metzger in motion right to left. Postma takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks over the middle, now rolls out left side under pressure, lets it go down the right sideline, jump ball, and Telford almost had the catch. He was really arm fighting there with Sam Mayer, but the officials let him play in an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Colby did a good job of rolling out there and keeping that play alive, stringing it out and allowing Cole to have that opportunity. Great throw, actually, for throwing against your body, running away from the defense. So nice job there, just didn't quite connect.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 13. Clock is stopped with 2:23 left in the opening quarter. Postma in the shotgun, trip receivers to the left. Postma takes a snap and a fumble on the play. It looks like the Indians may have pounced on it here at about the 8-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock. We'll wait and see. No, the officials going to say the Lions got it. Yeah, Kalen Meyer jumped on it. Don't know if it was a handoff exchange gone wrong or what happened there, but the Lions continue to move the wrong direction.
Well, I think we were going to try and fake and then follow through with Colby because it looked like he took off. And like I said, a mishandle between the exchange and the ball hits the ground. And against a team like Spirit Lake, we cannot have these miscues.
Third down and about 14 for the Lions with Postma in the shotgun, taking the snap, dropping back to pass, setting up the screen to Meyer up the middle. Not a lot doing there. Meyer has the whole sideline open. Meyer running to the 40, the 45, knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock. And a big screen play taking advantage of the Spirit Lake penetration, and the Lions pick up a first down and then some.
Yeah, great job there for the Lions to get that little screen pass there. You saw Kalen running down the sidelines and gets way out there past the 45-yard line. That might be the spark that we needed.
First down and 10 for the Lions with the ball spotted on their own 46. 1:55 left in the opening quarter. Clock is on the move. A 14-0 advantage for Spirit Lake. Postma from the shotgun takes the snap, hands to Meyer on the sweep over the left side. Big hole for Meyer, and he'll carry into Indian territory down to the 41-yard line of Spirit Lake, and another chain mover for Kalen Meyer.
You know, those are those things that they talk about, Jay. It takes 2 to 3 offensive possessions usually to feel out what the defense is doing so you know where you can start taking advantage. And here we are in that spot. We're starting to pick apart and find some openings.
Meyer will come out for a blow. Will Nagel will substitute him. First down and 10 for the Lions on the 41 of Spirit Lake. Postma in the shotgun. Telford in motion left to right. Postma takes a snap, hands to Telford, sweep around right end. Telford has room, has the sideline, and Cole Telford's going to take it to the house. Flag on the play, though, in the backfield, and this is in the area of an offensive line penalty. We'll see here what the officials say.
Yeah, you're going to get Addison Metzger on the hold. The linebacker was coming up there. Addison got him turned. It looked like he had him pinned, but when he pinned him and he got by, then he went down with him, and they're going to get him for a hold on that one.
The officials going to mark it off from the 43-yard line, so right away it's a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage before the penalty yardage is walked off. Will be walked back to the 47 of Central Lion George Little Rock with 1:10 left to play in the opening quarter, and the Lions trailing 14-0. First down and probably looking at about somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 here now. With the ball spotted on their own 47, Postma will line up in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side with an up back standing to his left. Postma calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, under pressure, hurried, rolls out to the right, and he'll be dropped with the quarterback sack at the 46-yard line for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, tough break there as he stepped up and didn't see anybody open, was going to take off and run, but the D lineman able to grab a hold of the shoe and trip him up.
Officials going to give him a 2-yard loss back to the 45, so now a second down and about 22 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Ball spotted on their own 45-yard line. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock is on the move, a 14-0 advantage for Spirit Lake. Postma in the shotgun, trip receivers to the left, takes a snap, dropping back immediately under pressure, steps up in the pocket, rolls out left side. Postma throws on the run. Addison Metzger coming back for it, got a pass interference flag. Metzger got clocked at the 33-yard line of Spirit Lake, coming back to make the catch, and he was just bowled over by the Indians' Dylan Fine.
Well, and I think that was a lucky play for Spirit Lake, but in a lucky play for us as well. As we were rolling out there, Colby got away from the pressure, and Addison Metzger got behind the defense. He was wide open. If we could have got it over the top, he probably would have scored, but he had to come back for the ball. But when he comes back for it, the defender didn't see it and just ran right into him, and that's going to give you the 15-yard penalty.
Officials will mark it off from the line of scrimmage at the 45 up to the 40 of Spirit Lake, where it will now be a second down and 9 for the Lions. 21 seconds left in the opening quarter, a 14-0 advantage for Spirit Lake over CLGLR. We'll see if the Lions elect to run a play here.
You know, they've got some momentum. It wouldn't be a bad idea to quick get a play off.
Yeah, the clock will stop on the penalty, so they will have to run a play. Postma in the shotgun on 2nd and 9, takes a snap, and the hand goes up the middle. Another nice carry here this time around. It's Nagel carrying all the way down to the 21-yard line for a Lion first down.
Yeah, nice little run there for Will, doing a great job of keeping the feet. Almost got tripped up. What Spirit Lake's doing defensively, they're bringing an outside backer. They're bringing a lot of heat, a lot of pressure. And if we can eliminate that and pick up that point of attack and we get by that first level, there's lots of open room for these guys to run, and that was a good show by Will Nagel.
Same thing we saw from the West Sioux defense last week. Lions will run the quarter out, and the end of one quarter of play, Lions are on the move as we end the first quarter, a 14-0 lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Second quarter coming up on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spirit Lake as we head to quarter number 2, a 14-0 advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions on the move as we have 12 minutes on the board for quarter number 2, a first and 10 from the Spirit Lake 21. Postma in the shotgun, Telford in motion. Telford will take the hand from Postma, cut it upfield, break through one tackle to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, break through another, get the pylon. Yes, he did. For the Lion touchdown, Telford dives for the pylon and nails it with the ball from 21 yards out. Cole Telford finds pay dirt.
Well, the Lions finally got some things figured out. They got some good plays to move the ball down the field. And Cole Telford, man, he is tough. He's quick, he's fast, and he's got some just huge thighs and huge legs on him. This kid works out. Did you see on social media, if you check out the weight room social media site, Cole Telford hit a huge vertical jump this week. I mean, it was a 6-foot vertical jump that he got up on top of the boxes, and that just shows how strong his legs are. You're not going to be able to take him down very easily.
Lions going to go for 2 in the power I formation behind Postma. The hand will go to Nagel left side, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. 11:51 left to play in the first half, 14-8. Spirit Lake leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back in Spirit Lake, 11:51 left to play in the second quarter. A 14-8 lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. The Lions scoring for the first time on the night. 21-yard touchdown run from Cole Telford. The 2-point run from Will Nagel was good, and the Lions are trailing by 6 now, one play into the second quarter.
Well, and you see, Jay Kelly, that's where not having Carter Crawl out on the field really changes up our scheme. We have to go for 2 instead of having a solid kicker out there. That's a good thing if you get it, but it can hurt you in the long run as well.
Caden Van Berkom will take care of the kickoff duties for the Lions here with the ball spotted on the 40-yard line. This will be his second kickoff of the night. First coming on the opening kick. Van Berkom with another low squib kick will be fielded at the 32 by one of the Indian upbacks out to about the 41-yard line. And it will be a first down and 10 for the Indians from their own 41. And we're going to need to do better than that. We can't let Spirit Lake only have to go half the field.
Well, and I get the idea. I think they're trying to squib kick because they know that Van Berkom doesn't have the leg that Carter does, but you don't want to give the return up, but you still got to get a lot farther.
Brent Scott from the shotgun throws. Catch is made in the flat. Dylan Fine puts the moves on the Lion defense, breaks through a few tackles, and all the way down to the Lion 45-yard line for a first down into CLGLR territory.
Yeah, he was wide open. It was a great route by him. And then he makes Cooper Spees miss. Spees missed on the tackle out there and just kind of quit on the play. And the rest of the Lions came on and cleaned it up.
First down and 10 for the Indians from the Lion 45. Scott in the shotgun. The hand goes up the middle. Not a whole lot happening there. The ball carrier, Zach Erickson, was dropped pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job there by the D-line to get some penetration there and clog up the hole and not allow the running back to go far.
Second down and 10 for the Indians from the Lion 45-yard line. Scott in the shotgun takes a snap, rolls out right side, looking to pass in the flat, has a man, and it's dropped by Dylan Fine. Pass was right where you wanted it to be, but Fine could not hold on, and a 3rd and 10 coming up for Spirit Lake.
You know, and those are the things the Lions are going to have to take advantage of. We're going to need to take advantage of Spirit Lake miscues. Now that we've got them in 3rd and long, this was our troublesome spot the last couple times, Jay, the last couple weeks. We got to get out of here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 for the Indians from the Lion 45. Scott throws it out the right side. Catch is made, and cutting back up the middle is the Spirit Lake receiver on the play. I believe that's Joe Stein carrying all the way to the 17-yard line of CLGLR.
Yeah, another big play there for him to move it down the field and pick up 25 yards. Well, 27 yards is what they're going to end up giving him on that. And just a little 10-yard, little down and in play, but able to bust it for more.
First down and 10 for the Indians. Scott from the shotgun. The hand goes on the sweep around left end, and nice blocking out in front of the ball carrier. Nice tackle by Cooper Spees, possibly a touchdown-saving tackle as he took down Colby Richter after a gain of about 6.
Yeah, tough run in there for Colby Richter. They don't use him very often, but when they do, he has the ability, like you said, to break it and go for a touchdown there. You got to be sure tacklers against Spirit Lake.
Second down and about 4 for the Indians. Ball spotted on the Lion 12. Scott takes a snap, hands right up the middle to Zach Erickson, who has a huge hole and carries inside the 5-yard line down to the 3 of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
You know, that's the same play that they started off the game with. Just that fake to this jet man and then go right up the middle, and a huge seam for him to run through.
Well, the Lion defense going to call a timeout. 10-10 left to play in the first half. A 14-8 lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock, and the Indians looking to up this lead back to a two-possession game here. Lions forced to call a timeout, facing a first and goal, defending their own 3-yard line.
Well, we had a really good shot there. We'd cut the lead in half. We built up some momentum offensively, moved the ball down the field, but have showed zero resistance. I don't know if we scored the touchdown and we thought it was ready to go and it was just going to be easy like it was the last couple, because our defense has looked extremely flat this entire drive.
14-8, the advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. It will be a first down and goal for the Indians. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line of CLGLR.
It's going to be tough on 4 downs to try and keep these guys from getting 4 yards.
Scott will line up in the shotgun formation. He's got Zach Erickson standing to his right. Everybody pretty much tight in on the line of scrimmage, save for one intended receiver. Scott takes a snap, quarterback keep right up the middle, breaks it out right side, and the Lions pile up on him at the 1-yard line and keep him out of the end zone inside 10 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, just gets it down there. He powers his way through down to the 1, and this is Spirit Lake power football. This is how they do it. They spread you out, and they just run tough between the tackles.
Second down and goal. Scott in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, hands to Erickson. He'll be dropped from behind by the Lion defensive line, back at the 3-yard line, and a loss of 2 on the play.
Lions not going away. They got to show that they're ready to go. They're going to have to do it for 2 more downs. 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. And essentially, you got to put them out for a 2-point conversion here twice.
9:25 left in the first half. 14-8, Spirit Lake with the lead. Scott from the shotgun rolls out to his right side, looking in the corner of the end zone, has his man on the goal line. Catch is made by Colby Richter for the Indian touchdown with 9:15 left to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's just too tough, man. When you got that many wide receivers, they're running across the field like that, and hard to pick them all up in space. And Brent Scott does a great job of just delivering the ball.
3 yards in the air from Scott to Richter with 9:15 left in the first half. Now a 20-8 advantage for Spirit Lake. Point after kick coming up from Max Bauer. Snap is high, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 9:15 left in the first half, 21-8. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
Back in Spirit Lake, 9:15 left to play in the first half, 21-8. The lead for the Spirit Lake Indians over Central Lyon George Little Rock, as the Indians' latest score, a 3-yard touchdown pass from Brent Scott to Colby Richter, and a 21-8 advantage for Spirit Lake. So the Lion offense gets another crack here, and we'll see if the Lions can continue to move the ball down the field, what we saw in the last offensive possession.
Well, you definitely can't take your foot off the gas against Spirit Lake, because they'll just burn you left and right.
Ensuing kick coming from Bauer, fielded by a Lion up back at the 21 to the 25, across the 30, out to about the 33-yard line. On the return is Luke Rasmussen. And the Lions with pretty good starting field position, first down and 10.
This is outstanding field position considering what they've dealt with most of the game.
That's true.
Outside the 30-yard line will take it.
Ball spotted on the Lion 34, where it will be first down and 10 for the Lion offense. Twin receivers will line up to each side with Postma in the shotgun and up back standing to his right. Man in motion from left to right, that is Telford. Postma takes a snap, quick pass to Telford as a bubble screen set up along the right sideline. Telford has a good gain out to the 49-yard line, more than enough for a Lion first down.
Yeah, good little quick hitch pass and good blocking downfield. You get those wide outs out in front. That's always the big thing. When you want to get guys out in space, your wide receivers, they can't just be there running. They got to be able to block as well. And that time, Dylan Van Berkom, Addison Metzger did a nice job on the edge.
First down and 10 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Ball spotted on their own 49 with 9:05 left in the first half. Postma in the shotgun. Metzger in motion right to left. Postma takes a snap. The hand on the counter to Nagel. He'll cut it up the middle to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. And Nagel did all he could just to get that back up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, it looks like they're going to give him falling forward for about a yard, but it looked like it was there. I mean, the play was there, but the linebacker's so quick for Spirit Lake. I mean, they just filled the gap in a hurry and blew it up there. But for short instance, it was there. I mean, and if you got Will Nagel in his first time out here running that tailback position out there, you get some explosiveness and a little more confidence, he probably gets through.
Second down and 9 for the Lions. Metzger in motion again, right to left. Postma dropping straight back to pass, setting up the screen pass. Telford makes the catch into Indian territory, bowling over the defender to the 43-yard line. Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, about a 7-yard pickup there for Telford, and a nice job there. He didn't shy away from any kind of contact. He just ran over top of him, and they're actually going to mark him about 2 yards short here on third down.
Third down and 2 coming up for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Spirit Lake 43-yard line. Inside of 8 minutes left in the first half. Lions trail it 21-8. Postma and the Lion offense looking to the near sidelines here in Spirit Lake for the play call. Trip receivers left, a single to the right, and up back standing behind Postma. Postma calls it out, takes a snap, the hand up the middle to Nagel, breaks it out left side, has the first down and more as he'll carry Tough into the 37-yard line, and the Lions move the chains once again.
You can see out there with Will, he's going to have to keep learning out there in his first time. Not quite sure. He was standing alongside Colby. Then he bounces to the backfield into his position and just a little unsure of himself. But definitely shows the talent when he does have the ball. He can do good things.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 37 of Spirit Lake. 7:19 left to play in the first half. Lions trail at 21-8. Certainly in no hurry here. Working that clock while moving the ball. Postma in the shotgun. Telford in motion left to right. Postma drops back to pass. Under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Rolls out right side. Lets it go downfield. Having to come back for it and dive is Dylan Van Berkom. But the pass well short as Van Berkom was heading for the end zone. And Postma was on the move just trying to get rid of it.
And that's something where Colby will learn as he goes throughout the season. He had a good check down there. Cole Telford was just sitting out in the flat, just waiting to bail him out. But he feels the pressure, and he immediately looks down the field. Great that he gets the ball away, but had an open man there off to the right.
Second down and 10 from the Spirit Lake 37. Twin receivers to each side. Postma from the shotgun. Quick pass to Telford out on the right side. Has some blocks inside the 35. Down to about the 33-yard line. It will be a pickup of 4 on the play. And a third down and 6 for the Lions. The clock at 6:48 and on the move here in the first half.
We're doing a good job of setting that up there. Eventually, we're going to fake that, and then that deep route might be open. If you fake to Telford, get those D-backs coming up like they know they're going to come get it, that allows maybe Van Berkom to get down the sidelines, and you might get a one-on-one or even a wide-open shot.
Will Nagel will check out. Kalen Meyer will check in the backfield. Postma from the shotgun on 3rd and 6. Postma takes a snap. The hand to Meyer on the counter right side, and he's dropped at the 31 for a gain of a couple. And that will set up a 4th down and about 3. Oh, late flag coming in here. Real late flag. This could be on the Spirit Lake Indians.
Wow, I don't know if words were said or not. I didn't see any extracurricular activity. But, yeah, like I said, there might have been a little bit of words and something that came out of the mouth wrong.
Defensive tackle Max Miller, a 6'2", 220-pound senior. He was flexing on somebody for the Lions. Looked like one of the wide receivers he was barking at, and the flag will come in.
They are going to say unsportsmanlike conduct. And, yeah, Jay, if you flex and you get that taunting penalty, that just kills you. They had 3rd down and long against us, and here we go, a free first down and inside the red zone at the 16.
First down and 10 for the Lions. We'll see if they can make the Indians pay for that mistake. 6:11 left to play in the first half. Lions trail at 21-8. The lineup, trip receivers to the left, a single to the right. Postma from the shotgun with Meyer to his left. Postma rolling out left side, looking in the flat, has a man. That's Metzger, makes the catch at about the 13, but hit immediately, and a pickup of about 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, nice little play. A couple things I see there. You had the running back there of Meyer coming up there, makes a good block, and then you got Vanderweerd coming back to help out on him and help clear it for Colby to deliver that pass, but then a good tackle out in the open field by Spirit Lake as well.
Spirit Lake able to get impressive penetration from the defensive line all night so far. A lot what we saw from West Sioux defensively last Friday night. Postma in the shotgun, 2nd and 7 from the Spirit Lake 13. Postma takes a snap and a counter over the left side to Meyer, fighting for the sideline. He has it and more. He'll carry inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3, and the Lions will be in business with a 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's a great run there. Dylan Winkle got a huge block on that counter. We faked it. We were going to run right, hand off back to the left, and Winkle just sealed off the end man there and allowed Kalen to get around the outside.
Ball will be spotted on the 4-yard line of Spirit Lake. 1st down and goal, Central Lyon George Little Rock, as we approach 5 minutes left in the first half. Clock is on the move. Power I formation will line up behind Postma in the backfield. Postma calls it out, pitch out right side to Nagel. He'll cut it up inside the tackle, into the end zone for the Lion touchdown. Will Nagel finds pay dirt from 4 yards out, and it's a 21-14 ball game with 4:50 left in the first half.
It's a nice new wrinkle that the Lions have added there, that play for them to get that power package out there, get a guy out there, get some power behind him, and get some power in front of him. And Will Nagel does a nice job of finishing off that run.
4-yard touchdown run for Will Nagel. Now we'll have the 2-point conversion attempt coming up for the Lions here. In case you missed it, Carter Krull not playing tonight, so the Lions forced to go for 2. They were successful the first time around. Power I formation behind Postma. Postma calls it out. He'll hand to Nagel over the right side. Cuts it inside. Did he cross the goal line? No, he did not. They're going to say he did not make it in. 4:50 left to play in the first half. 21-14. Spirit Lake leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Back in Spirit Lake, 4:50 left to play in the first half. 21-14. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. 4-yard touchdown run for the Lions by Will Nagel. The latest score for the Lion offense. 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. Van Berkom on the ensuing kick gives the ball the boot. Another squib kick will take a roll all the way back to the 18-yard line, where Spirit Lake will turn it upfield to the right side, and breaking through a couple of tackles, knocked out of bounds by the kicker, Van Berkom, right at the midfield stripe. Spirit Lake once again will only have to go half the field, and if you're this Lion defense, you must have a stop right here.
Yeah, you know, that's tough right there. That was what they wanted, to squib all the way through and allow those guys to get it, but that's supposed to allow your coverage team time to get down there and try and stop that from happening. But Stein, an outstanding player, gets it back to the midfield marker.
Ball will set down on the 49 of Spirit Lake. Scott from the shotgun throws out into the flat, incomplete. Just led his receiver, Gavin Harms, a little too far. And a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Indians. 4:39 left in the first half. 21-14. Spirit Lake leading at CLGLR.
Well, Jane, you said it. If there's any time that you need to stop, you definitely need it here. We don't need to do anything with it, but the big thing is not let Spirit Lake get a 2-touchdown lead.
2nd down and at 10. Scott from the shotgun, dropping back to pass, throws down the right sideline, and nice coverage by Colt Elford on the play, running right with the receiver, Joe Stein, and the pass will fall incomplete.
You know, and the good part about that is you saw the quarterback, Scott, he pump faked. He gave that shoulder twitch, trying to get the cornerbacks to bite on that. Cole wasn't fooled and stayed right with him and able to run right with him, turned around, looked at the right time, And you got him in that crucial third down position again, Jay.
3rd and 10 for the Indians from their own 49. Scott from the shotgun takes a snap, dropping back, rolls out to the right side under pressure, tucks up the sidelines. He'll be well shy of the first down as he ducks out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, 47 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Will be a 4th down and probably looking at about 7 here for Spirit Lake.
It looks like they are going to go for it, but they do have that ability to pooch kick out of this as well.
We'll see what Scott elects to do as he takes the snap, and he is going to punt. Scott punts it away out of bounds to the right side. And the Lions going to get pretty good starting field position here. The officials going to walk it up the sideline, say it went out at about the 33-yard line, maybe even the 34. So 1st and 10 for the Lion offense, a whole boatload of time to work with here. 4:22 left in the first half, and the Lions trailing by a touchdown.
Well, Lyle Moore got a great shot at that one. He almost got his hands on that one, but nonetheless deflected it enough where the quarterback had to kick it short out of bounds. And like I said, Jay, 4:22 on the clock. The nice thing about this is you got plenty of time. You don't have to rush.
1st down and 10 for the Lions from their own 34. Telford in motion. Postma takes a snap. Quick pass left side off the hands of the intended receiver Thomas Skidmore on the play. Just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Well, and right there they're trying to take advantage. They're starting to read the defense. They saw it. They knew what was coming there. They were going to be zoned, and they were cheating over to Telford's side. And there they go weak side trying to get one-on-one with Skidmore. He just didn't connect.
2nd down and 10 for the Lions from their own 34. Trip receivers right, a single to the left. Postma in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls out right, in pressure from behind, lets it go downfield for Metzger. It's intercepted. Pickoff comes at the 44 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Caleb Oleman grabbing the interception for Spirit Lake.
Well, and that's definitely what you did not need, Jay. You needed to move the ball. You need to move the clock. But you don't need a turnover. And like I said, it's a deep thrown ball, so it acts like a punt if you need it. But definitely didn't take enough time off the clock. You just gave Spirit Lake another shot.
1st down and 10 for the Indians from their own 44. Scott will line up in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the hand, quarterback keeps. Scott looking for a lane. He's got nothing. The Lions collapse on him quickly. Gain of 1 up to the 45-yard line.
Well, he rolled forward across the 45. I think they'll give him about 1, maybe 2. They're going to give him 2, just shy of that 46-yard line.
So it will be a 2nd down and 8 for the Indians, just shy of their own 46. Scott from the shotgun had early motion in the backfield, no flag on the play. Scott rolling out right side, lets a pass go, and nearly caught. Colby Richter almost had a sweet one-handed catch, but couldn't bring it down, and a 3rd down and about 8 coming up.
Well, thank goodness he didn't get a hand on that because he was wide open, and we just kind of lost him there. Great job by the pressure coming from the Lions defense. But here you sit, 3rd down and 8. You need another stop here and try again on the offensive side.
Well, Max Carney, the H-back for Spirit Lake, the cat that swallowed the canary. He got off to an early start on that last play, didn't get called for the flag. Scott in the shotgun, dropping back, setting up the screen over the middle, has all kinds of blockers and all kinds of field in front of him, does harms, and he'll carry down Lion territory to the 34-yard line of CLGLR.
Man, did the Lions bite on that one. They had no clue that screen pass was coming. Those old linemen ran 20 yards down the field and never had to block anybody.
1st down and 10 coming up for Spirit Lake on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 34 with 3:36 left in the first half. Scott from the shotgun with an up back behind him. Split receiver wide to each side, double wing attack. Man in motion left to right. The hand will go up the middle to Harms, and he'll be brought down at the 31-yard line. Will be a pickup of about 4 on the play. And a 2nd and 6 coming up.
Well, and with 3.5 now and a fresh set of downs, Spirit Lake's going to slow things down a little bit, and they're going to use as much clock as they can before they score.
Scott in the shotgun on 2nd and 6, dropping back to pass, throws in the flat, catch is made, and stepping out of bounds is Colby Richter on the 27-yard line. So he's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down, maybe even 3 yards shy. And a 3rd down coming up for Spirit Lake with 3:10 left to play in the first half. Ball spotted on about the 27 of CLGLR.
Yeah, big 3rd down here. Lions need something.
Scott from the shotgun, quarterback keep over right tackle, leaps over a defender, carries down to the 20-yard line of CLGLR, and the Indians will move the chains once again.
so tough out there. Those offensive linemen for Spirit Lake are just doing a great job up there. When they try and run up the middle, they just open up a huge seam for those running backs.
1st and 10 from the Lion 20. The sweep goes around right end. Colby Richter on the carry, and he is going to get to the sideline, be tangled up out of bounds inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line, and it will be a 1st and goal for Spirit Lake with 2:51 left to play in the first half. The ball will be spotted on the Lion 7-yard line. Spirit Lake looking to add to their 21-14 lead.
Can't explain it how fast and how great these offensive linemen move for the Indians.
Scott with the hand up the middle, and the hand goes to Harms. He's going to be dropped by the Lions right at the line of scrimmage. The Lion defensive line jumps up to play the run and holds him for no gain.
Good job there that time by the Lion defensive front there, but like I said, when Spirit Lake gets out and open, that's when they're deadly. So we need to make sure we get that penetration and don't let these guys get free.
2nd and goal from the Lions 7. Scott rolling out to the right side after taking the shotgun snap. He's going to tuck it and run it. The Lions drop him at the 6-yard line after a gain of 1. 2:15 left in the first half. Clock on the move. Now a 3rd and goal for Spirit Lake from the 7 of CLGLR, and the Indians going to call for a timeout. Gavin Harms, he's been calling for a blow the last couple of plays. He got hit pretty hard on that 1st and goal. So now it's not a timeout to Spirit Lake. Looks like a player timeout.
Yeah, I think the official called timeout knowing that he looked like he was hurt.
So 3rd and goal for the Indians from the Lions 7. Scott takes a snap, rolls out left side. Quarterback keeps. Scott breaks through some tackles and drugged down by the shirt tail at the 6-yard line. Setting up a 4th and goal now for the Indians from the Lions 6 with 1:43 left in the first half. Clock is on the move.
Lions are playing tough right now with their backs against the wall. They've gotten 3 straight downs here. Got to do it one more time. Like I said, let's see if those D linemen can get some pressure.
Scott in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side, will throw right across the flat, down the middle, and it's broken up by Cooper Spees. The Lions hold with a goal line stand with 1:25 left in the first half. Trailing 21-14, Lions will get the ball back.
Well, that's a big play right there to get that ball knocked down, and Cooper Spees doing a great job. Now we just need to move the ball and burn off some of that clock. Spirit Lake still has 2 timeouts, and we'll see if they choose to try and use them or if they'll be content with letting the Lions run out the clock here.
You have to think they'll turn the pressure up here. The Lions are going to line up in that power I formation. No messing around here with 1:25 left in the first half, trailing at 21-14. I think with the Lions getting the ball to start off the second half, like you said, Joel, quite content to probably just run the ball here a few times. Hand will go to the left side to the second man through. Did not get the number there. I think that was Nagel to about the 7 maybe.
Yeah, not going to get much on that, but does get the clock on the move. Spirit Lake not going to use a timeout. Looks like they will let the Lions run the clock out. That's a big break for the Lions to be able to, get the ball back on that one drive, and then we gave it right back on the turnover to get another hold and stay within 7 points here at the half. That's a big win for the way this game started for the Lions.
Inside of 1 minute left to play here in the first half. Clock is on the move. Lions taking their time. Now inside of 5 seconds on the play clock. 2nd and 9 from the Spirit Lake 7. Postma under center will hand to Nagel over the right side. Nagel cuts it up the middle of the field. Nice gain out to about the 11-yard line for 4 yards. And the Lions just grinding it out here to bring a close to the first half. Don't have to run another play if they don't wish to.
No, with the new 40-second clock out there, they're under that 40-second time limit, so they can just walk this off and let the clock run out. And like I said, Jay, wasn't pretty in the first half, but the Lions are still in it.
Doing what they needed to do, and the Lions have survived the first half here on the road as the clock will run out on the first half of play. At the half here tonight, we head into the Papik Motors halftime report. A 21-14 advantage for the Spirit Lake Indians over the Lions of Central Lion George Little Rock. Lions will get the ball to start things off in the second half. The Papik Motors halftime report coming up next on the Central Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the rhythm was amazing. Jackpot is mine, but I was made for this. Can't stop the moves that I'm making. I was made for this.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
And we welcome you back here to the half, live from Spirit Lake on the Papik Motors halftime show. At the half, Spirit Lake leading Central Lyon George Little Rock by a score of 21-14. As we welcome you in to the Papik Motors halftime show, we say a big thank you to Papik Motors right in downtown Rock Rapids, right there on the highway when you come into town. Providing our transportation. Jay and I got to come over in a brand new 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab. This thing is nice. It's got remote start, backup cameras, heated steering wheels, heated cloth seats, and the big special going on now at Papik Motors in Rock Rapids is every LT and RST 1500 crew cab in stock is $12,000 off MSRP. Papik Motors, a special throughout the month of September, and they are taking $12,000 off of MSRP on every one of those LT and RST 1500 crew cabs. So if you're in the mood or in the need for a new truck, that's the place to go. And the thing that we drove over here, it was smooth. It rode so nice out there. It was a great driving vehicle, and it just felt like you were gliding in a truck, not the rough ride that you've been used to in older trucks. These brand new trucks, they are phenomenal. It's got plenty of XM radio in it. It's got Wi-Fi as well as lots of other great features in this truck there. A 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab is what we came over in. MSRP on that one is $53,235. The Papik Motors price is $41,235. $12,000 off of MSRP at Papik Motors in Rock Rapids. Make sure that you stop in there and get yourself a look at a brand new vehicle. Whether you're looking for a truck or just any kind of vehicle, that is the place to go in Rock Rapids. And a big thank you for Papik Motors for providing Jay and Maya's transportation throughout the football season and getting us to and from all of these away games to make sure that we are here for you. At the half, as we said, Spirit Lake leading 21-14 here at the half, and Spirit Lake jumped out to an early lead. They got after it, a quick strike offense. They really brought the tempo to Central Lyon George Little Rock. They got on the board right off the bat. Just 10:26 left in the first quarter, and Harms got a 13-yard reception and the extra point, making it 7-0 awfully early in the first quarter. A few possessions later, 2:36 left to go in the first quarter, and another big play there for Spirit Lake as they moved the ball down the field, bailed themselves out on a long third down, got down inside the 10, able to score on a 7-yard touchdown reception to make it 14-0 in favor of Spirit Lake at the end of the first quarter. After that, the Lions got things going. They got moving. The ball came down the field. They did a nice job of finding the seams. They used a little bit of a mix of the run and the pass. The underneath took advantage of Spirit Lake's over-aggressive defense, and Cole Telford able to catch the swing pass and take it 21 yards to the house. The two-point conversion was good. With 11:51 to go in the half, it was 14-8. After that, Spirit Lake marched it right back down the field. The Lions got that score, pulled within 6 points, but then after that, Spirit Lake didn't pull any punches. They came right back down the field, marched it down the field, and just took 2 minutes off the clock. At 9:15, they punched it in from 3 yards out to make it 21-8 in favor of Spirit Lake. Lions doing a nice job, though, of responding as they were able to put together a drive and march it down the field. Got benefited from a penalty against a Spirit Lake, a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Marched the ball, gave them a free first down instead of 3rd down and 8. Got down inside the red zone, and the Lions are able to cash in on a Will Nagel 4-yard run. The two-point conversion failed and made it 21-14. After trading a couple shots from Spirit Lake, the Central Lyon George Little Rock defense able to stand up down there on the goal line and keep Spirit Lake out at the half. And that brings us to our halftime score, 21-14 in favor of Spirit Lake right now. But the Lions will start the second half with the football, and that is a big win for the Lions to get that defensive stop and then to get the ball back. When we come back, we're going to go inside the Lions' den. I had a chance to meet up with Carson Popkes earlier on the week, a really good kid on this football team and a lot of fun to interview. So we'll come back here and we'll get to know a little bit more about Carson Popkes in the Papik Motors halftime show. You're listening to Central Lyon Broadcasting on the CL Broadcast Network.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the rhythm was amazing. Jackpot smile, but I was made for this. Kiss your rose and I'm making I was made for this.
And we welcome you back to the half and another trip inside the Lions' Den where we get to know our Central Lyon George Little Rock football players just a little bit better. Right now we're being joined by senior Carson Popkes. Carson, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Carson, let's start things off here. A senior on this football team, you're on the field, we see you out there. Tell us a little bit about where we can find you on the field and what are your job responsibilities?
Yeah, so I play center and my responsibility is it's a 3-front, basically just take care of the nose, do whatever I can to stop him and move him out of the way. 4-front, back block for our guards so they can pull around and just make sure we can have a good run game and keep the ball moving.
Well, and as a center, you are kind of the captain of the offensive line. It's also your job to see blitzes and let guys know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the other things that you get to do out there on the football field. As a senior, you're a leader out here, so you get to help make the goals. You get to help set the goals. What are some of your individual and team goals that you guys have set for the year?
Individually, I just like to know that we're doing good. I mean, if we have a good game, that makes me feel good, so that's my goal, is just to have a good game. For team, it's to make the playoffs for sure. Win the district's also a really big team goal this year for us.
Well, that sounds like some pretty modest goals, pretty easy goals, and hopefully we can achieve them. Well, let's take you off the football field. We're going to bring you into the classroom here. You're a senior at Central Lyon, so what kind of class load do you carry in your final year?
So this year I'm in physics, college comp, government, strength and conditioning, and I also have work study for 2 periods at DGR.
So obviously doing some good jobs there. You have a great class load. You have football. What else can we find Carson doing around the area?
I was in track and wrestling and FFA. I'm an officer in FFA, and yeah.
Well, you talk about your work study over at DGR and some of the other things you're involved with, FFA. What does that mean for the plans for next year for Carson?
Right now I'm planning on going to CSU for college. Not really sure yet, but.
Any idea what you want to major in?
I haven't decided yet, no, not really.
Well, those are some good expectations. It's nice to know that you're going to go. I'm a fellow Jackrabbit, so I like that you're going there. Well, let's keep moving on here. As a senior, a football player here, the younger kids coming through, we obviously have tradition at CLGLR. What is some things that you can tell those younger kids as they start to make their way through the program?
I know there's 2 things. When I was a freshman, coach said if there's 2 things you always have to remember to be a good football player is work hard, listen to your coaches. And it doesn't matter how much skill you have, if you do those 2 things, you'll be a good football player. So.
Well, as a 4-year member of this program out here and a senior, tell us maybe one of your favorite memories, or what is your favorite part about being a part of this football team?
My favorite part is just being part of the tradition. I mean, my dad played, all my uncles played here, and ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to play football and be like them, so just being part of it.
Well, Carson, we appreciate you spending some time with us this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Back in Spirit Lake, 21-14, the lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock as we get set to head to half number 2 here tonight in Indian Country. And the Lions trailing by 7. They will get the ball to start things off here in the second half. And Joel, the way the running game's been working for the Lions here offensively, they've been able to move the ball quite well, and the defense has shown moments of brilliance as well in that first half.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time to get things going, find our rhythm, and we were dealing with playing so deep in our own area with our backs up against the end zone. Once we were able to get out, open up the playbook a little bit, see what Spirit Lake was going to do. I think we made some good adjustments there throughout the first quarter into the second quarter, and able to really show some good things out there. Like I said, move the ball, put a couple scores on the board, which is nice. Now we got to come out and show that we're ready to take control of the tempo of this game. Spirit Lake wants to play extremely fast, and the Lions need to slow it down and try and keep these guys as fresh as they possibly can. And, that's what I expect the Lions to do here. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. You want to utilize that run game, maybe the short passes, and try and move the ball down the field. We don't want to move it down there in 3 plays. We'd rather run 8, 9 plays and work 5, 6 minutes off the clock and then try and score.
Well, the emergence of sophomore Will Nagel in that first half here tonight, that's certainly been a nice addition to the backfield.
Yeah, that's been one of those kids who's had to come in. You heard Curtis Eben in the pregame show. A lot of guys that are bummed up and banged up there and forcing us to play a lot of these younger guys. But they're getting some good quality minutes. And we saw Will out there. Will made a few mental mistakes. We saw him adjusting, not exactly knowing where he needed to be. But we also saw a lot of really good raw things out of him, too. He's a raw talent. And when we start to hone that in, he gets a few more reps. He's going to get some confidence, and he's going to be a great playmaker.
Well, the young guys that have been taking the field here tonight for the Lions, they have certainly kept the mantra of next man in, that's for sure. They are playing like they don't want to see the sideline the rest of the year the way they're playing right now.
Well, and that's what we saw, especially last week with that defensive line. A couple of them younger guys got into the game. Damian Kelderman got in there. Lyle Moore, man, how many times have we said his name in the last 2 weeks? He has been really good. Cale Schulte's come in there, and a lot of those defensive linemen are really good. We're developing some depth in there. That allows us to stay fresh, and when we need to get pressure on Spirit Lake, we need to get in the backfield. It's nice to know that we can sub some guys in and keep that motor running.
Lions will be moving from the south to the north here in half number 2. As Telford and Spies will be back deep to return the opening kickoff of the second half. That'll wrap up the Papik Motors halftime report. How about that machine we've got here tonight, Joel?
Oh, absolutely great machine. A 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab. $12,000 off MSRP at Papik Motors in Rock Rapids on all LT and RST 1500 crew cabs in stock. So make sure you get on down and see Justin and the guys at Papik Motors in Rock Rapids.
Yeah, these are very nice, a very sharp black machine that we've got. And, boy, that thing, all the bells and whistles in the cab there. A whole lot of fun and a very pleasant ride over here to Lakes Country. Second half kickoff as we wrap up the Papik Motors halftime report. Max Bauer gives the ball the boot, and Cooper Spies will have a return opportunity fielding it at the 10. The 15, the 20, the 25. Got caught up dancing a little bit. He'll be brought down at the 25, but still good starting field position for the Lion offense as they come out first and 10.
And that's one of those things, too, where Cooper Spies, talented young sophomore, we're seeing more and more of him throughout the last couple weeks. Cooper has got the speed, he's got the ability out there, but right there you saw him dancing a little bit. That's that indecision that you see with some young players.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 25-yard line as we get underway here in the second half of play. Lions trailing at 21-14. Postma in the shotgun, takes the snap. The hand will be a sweep to Telford around right end. He'll cut it upfield across the 30 to the 33-yard line and a pickup of 8 on first down.
Pickup of 8, stayed in bounds, going to keep the clock moving, and that's what the Lions want to do. They want to move the ball down the field, burn up those little chunks of yards, but they also want to burn off a lot of clock because the best defense against a Spirit Lake offense is not letting them on the field.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 33. As you mentioned, Joel, the Lions taking all the time in the world here. They run a no-huddle offense, but they will look to the sideline for the play and take their time. Split receiver to each side with Metzger in motion. Quarterback keep for Postma up the middle and breaks off the initial contact for the first down out to the 39-yard line, and the Lions able to move the chains.
Yeah, good second effort there by Colby to bounce off there. I think he had the first down on his initial push, but after that was able to bounce off of it and pick up another 5 yards.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 39-yard line, opening possession of the second half. 1 minute into the second half. Lions trailing 21-14 here tonight in Spirit Lake. Postma will line up in the shotgun. Meyer will stand to his left. Twin receivers right, a single to the right. As twin receivers left, Postma rolls out left side under pressure. He's going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line. Postma goes down, the pressure coming from behind, and a big loss on first down.
Yeah, the Spirit Lake is just bringing pressure from the outside. Every down, they're coming strong from those outside backers and bring them in there. Colby's got to be able to get rid of that ball a lot faster. He can't hang on to it. I know he's trying to roll out, and he's waiting for his receivers. But if they're not there, he's got to get rid of it.
Second down and 15 for the Lions from their own 34-yard line. Postma will line up in the shotgun again with Telford in motion. High snap over the head of Postma, takes a turf hop, and Spirit Lake, Postma may have come up with it. Looks like Postma did come up with it. Spirit Lake had the initial cover, but I think it rolled away from them back into Postma's arms, so a fortunate turf hop for the Lions there.
Yeah, going to be a 12-yard backup, though, once again, Jay. And here we sit. We were moving the ball well. We had a first down, and then back-to-back negative plays. And here we sit, third down and 28.
9:35 left to play in the third quarter. Lions trail at 21-14, and after a first down on the second play, the next three plays have went backwards for the Lions. Postma on third and forever takes a snap, drops back to pass, lets it go down the left sideline and overshoots everybody. Pass will fall incomplete. It was intended for Skidmore, and the Lions will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, tough break there, not what we were looking for. We got the first down out there, started off really good, but then you get yourself in such a deep hole there and just have to force that long pass down the sidelines. And Spirit Lake, as fast as they are, it's tough to outrun them.
Van Berkham in for the punt from his own 9. Early flag on the play. May have had some early motion here. We'll wait for the officials to make the call down on the field.
This might be against Spirit Lake. They might have lined up in the neutral zone.
And it is, yeah. The punter, Caden Van Berkham, will have a little more room now. He'll line up on his own 14-yard line now with 9:15 left in the third quarter. Lions trailing 21-14. Van Berkham gets a good snap, and the punt nearly blocked. Nice high punt. It will be fielded at the 48 of Spirit Lake on one knee, so no return. They'll actually say the 47 of Spirit Lake, and that's where the Indians will have to start from. But again, Joel, the field here has been awful slanted the entire game. Spirit Lake has really only had to move half a field the whole way.
Yeah, they've had just great starting field position all night long around that midfield marker. They're lucky they didn't get a penalty on that one, though. Richter called for the fair catch, then took off with it. And we've seen that in the college game a few times where if you take off with it, it's a 15-yard penalty.
First down and 10 for the Indians as the hand will go right up the middle to Harms, breaking through a nice hole. He'll carry it all the way down to the 41-yard line for 10 yards and a first down.
Wow, that's just good downhill running right there. He had a huge gap to run through. And didn't try and juke anybody, didn't try anything fancy. He just ran right through the Lions.
First down and 10 for the Indians. Scott takes a shotgun snap, quick pass left side, and the catch is made at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3, and on the catch was Caleb Ullman.
Well, I was shocked by that one. I thought maybe he hit the ground on that one, but nonetheless, they'll give him the catch.
Second down and 7 for Spirit Lake from the Lion 38. Scott in the shotgun, takes a snap, quick pass right side. Lions all over that one. Brought down to the 45 behind the line of scrimmage as Harms on the play. Nicely read by the Lion defense.
Yeah, Addison Metzger doing a great job just coming up on the pass. Wasn't as good as they wanted and loses his footing back at the 45-yard line.
So now a third down and about 14 for the Indians from the Lions' 45-yard line. Scott will line up in the shotgun with trip receivers left. He'll take the snap. Quarterback keep up the middle. Nothing doing there. The Lions pile up and plow them down. And now a 4th and 14 coming up for Spirit Lake.
Wow, and back here around that midfield marker, you got to expect that they're going to come back. They'll put the quarterback back there and just let him pooch kick this away, and we are going to send somebody back there to try and return it.
On 4th and 15, Scott will line up in the shotgun formation. Takes a low snap, and off the hop, the Lions are going to have it at the 48-yard line. Scott is forced to flop on it. The Lions bring him down rudely as Who was that coming through for the Lion defense there? I believe Bryce Vanderweerd had the penetration, and Scott was unable to get it off in time.
Yeah, Vanderweerd and Winkle coming through there and catching him in the backfield. Lions got to take advantage here. You got great starting field position. Now you got to do something with it.
Yeah, now the Lions have an opportunity to only have to move half a field. First down and 10 from the Spirit Lake 47 with 7:40 left in the third quarter. Postma takes the snap, hands to Telford on the sweep around right end. Telford cuts it upfield inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line, pick up a 4 on first down.
Yeah, and those are just good, tough yards there. Telford got upfield. He got to the edge, turned it up the field. Didn't try and juke out of anybody, but just put the shoulder down and ran through him. And looks like one of the Spirit Lake guys is hobbled a little bit.
Second down and 6 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Spirit Lake 43-yard line. 7:10 left to play in the third quarter. Clock on the move. Lions trail at 21-14. Postma in the shotgun. Meyer to his left. Twin receivers left as Postma takes the snap, rolls out left in the flat for Metzger. Too high. Just off the tip of Addison Metzger's fingers and nearly intercepted on the tip drill by Dylan Fine for Spirit Lake.
And that's just too bad there because Addison Metzger had a great spot there. He was going to get a first down out of that one. He was 5 yards deep, didn't have anyone within 2 yards, and if you put that thing on the money, you've got yourself an easy first down. Nonetheless, here we sit, third down and about 6.
Ball spotted on the 43 of Spirit Lake. Clock stops on the incompletion with 6:58 left in the third quarter. Metzger in motion. Postma takes the snap, fakes the hand. Quarterback keep up the middle, and a flag on the play as Postma will be brought down at the 38-yard line. It'll be a couple yards shy, well, maybe about a yard shy of the first down. Either way, the flag in the area of a hold.
Yeah, it looked like when he cut back, you're going to get a wrap up there against the Lions, and that'll negate it. Otherwise, it would have been about 4th and 1. Lions would have probably gone for it, but here you're going to be back at about 3rd down and 15. If this holding call stands.
The officials checking with the defensive captains for Spirit Lake. They will say push him back, and they'll mark it off from the 42-yard line of Spirit Lake, so about a yard downfield is where the hold took place. But like you mentioned, Joel, back to the 48 of CLGLR, now a 3rd down and about 15 for the Lions with 6:52 left in the third quarter. A 21-14 lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lion George Little Rock. Postma in the shotgun on 3rd and 15, calls for Metzger in motion right to left. Postma will audible at the line of scrimmage, and Metzger will come back.
Well, what they're looking for there is they want to see if Spirit Lake's in a zone or in man, and nobody went with Metzger, so you know they're sitting in zone.
Postma from the shotgun as Metzger in motion again. The hand will go up the middle to
Meyer.
To Meyer, and he just kind of slipped on that turf and buckled backwards, but Meyer looks to be okay, thankfully. A 4th down, and the Lions will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, he was going to try and make that cut out of that one and go back up against the grain, but like I said, lost his footing, and the linebacker met him.
Van Berkom will line up back on his own 32 as Nagel comes in late from the sidelines for the punt team. Good snap, and Van Berkom's punt nearly blocked again. Nice punt, though, by Van Berkom. Will not get the hop, though, and the Lions will down it at the 30-yard line of Spirit Lake. Boy, that punt blocker, he's getting the foot of Van Berkom every time.
Well, and, he's getting the foot there. Well, Will Nagel came on late there and got just enough of him, chipped him just enough to get the ball away there. So good thing he did come on late.
First down and 10 for Spirit Lake. They'll start on their own 30-yard line. 5:54 left to play in the third quarter. Lions trail at 21-14. Scott will line up in the shotgun formation. Split receiver wide left, man in motion. High snap. Scott corrals it, throws it out into the flat for Stein. Poor tackling by the Lions, and Stein's going to have a big gainer here as he takes it into Lion territory down to the 41 of CLGLR.
Man, that was going to be one of those plays. It was going to be about a 2-yard play, nothing more out of it. But Stein slips through 2 tackles. Usually Kalen Meyer is a great tackler, and both him and Spies missed on it. And instead of being a 2-yard gain, it's like a 30-yard gain.
First down and 10 for Spirit Lake, now at the 41 of Central Lion George Little Rock. Scott will line up in the shotgun. Man in motion is Richter. He'll take the hand from Scott, and Richter cuts it back upfield up the middle, and Richter's going to take this one all the way to the house. 2 plays, and Spirit Lake's in the end zone, 41 yards out. Colby Richter cuts the end around back inside the tackle and takes it to the house.
Well, and that's the tough part there, Jay. Back-to-back plays, poor tackling for the Central Lyon George Little Rock defense. And they just missed out there. Those guys are making cuts out there, nothing fancy, and shooting it up the field. But the Lions are trying to be up around the shoulder pads. And sometimes that happens when you start to get tired. You don't break down and make sure tackles. You stay standing straight up. And Spirit Lake made us pay.
Second touchdown run of the night for Richter. The extra point attempt is through. 5:35 left to play in the third quarter. 28-14. Spirit Lake leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the rhythm was amazing. Jackpot smile, but I was made for this. Kiss your rose that I'm making. I was made for this.
Back in Spirit Lake, 5:35 left to play in the third quarter. Now a 28-14 advantage for the Indians. 41-yard touchdown run for Colby Richter, the latest score for Spirit Lake. And the Lions got the sense they were playing with fire, had an opportunity to take advantage of some Spirit Lake mistakes and could only hold them off so long, and finally burned them.
Yeah, had that opportunity. We had the ball inside of their territory, couldn't do anything with it. And Spirit Lake does what they do. If you give them any opportunity, you make a mistake, and they make you pay for it.
Ensuing kickoff coming up from Bauer. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Bauer gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick, and Spees will take it at the 10-yard line to the 15 to the 20, and back at the 22, breaks off a tackle to the 25, where he'll be piled up upon by a host of Indian defenders. First down and 10 for the Lions. They'll start from their own 25-yard line with 5:28 left to play in the third quarter, trailing now by 2 touchdowns.
You know, and that's the advantage of having a kicker like Spirit Lake does out there. We tried to switch spots there. We tried to move Cole Telford to the other side and switch him and Cooper, but they noticed it, they recognized it, and they have a kicker that they could tell where to put the ball, and he placed it at Cooper Spees because they definitely don't want to give Telford a shot.
First down and 10 for the Lion offense from their own 25 as Postma takes the shotgun snap. They hand to Metzger on the sweep around left end, and Metzger cuts it back up the middle across the 30 for a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, that's a good run there for him, you know, to get up there and you let those defensive ends come shooting through like they have been. And you got to know that when you see that, you got to stop and make that cut and able to get 6 yards.
Second down and 4 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 31-yard line as we dip inside of 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Lions trail it 28-14. Postma in the shotgun takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking deep down the middle of the field, has a man and underthrows. Van Berkham, came back and couldn't hold on to it at the 40-yard line.
Dylan had a good shot on it. He read it well. Like I said, it was underthrown, but he made a great read, came back to it, and got his hands on it. He just couldn't pull it in.
So now a third down and 4 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 31-yard line. 4:47 left to play in the third quarter. The Lions trail it 28-14. Looking for a first down here. Postma in the shotgun. Split receiver to each side. He'll take the snap, fake the hand, roll out left side under pressure. Postma's going to a high step, and now it can't beat the second man to the edge. He'll be sacked back at the 24-yard line for a big loss on the play. And the Lions once again will have a 3-and-out offensively.
Yeah, we're trying to roll out on that one, and just the defensive pressure from Spirit Lake is just too much for us. They're coming off the edges there. Those end guys are so fast that our linemen are having a hard time keeping up and catching up.
Caden Van Berkham on for the punt on his own 12-yard line. Gets a good snap and gets off a high spiraling punt, a short one. And we'll see this one just dies at the 45-yard line of Spirit Lake. And that's where the Indians will start offensively, first and 10. 4:05 left to play in the third quarter, a 28-14 lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Well, Jay, we talk about must stops. We had one there at the end of the first half. Here's a must stop in the third quarter. You cannot afford to go down by 3 scores against Spirit Lake. And so the defense has got to figure it out. They've got to be ready to play. I don't care how tired you are. You got to get after it on this set of downs.
First down and 10. Scott from the shotgun. Man in motion right to left. Scott drops back to pass, and a quick little pass on the right side to Harms. Harms has the sideline into Lion territory and knocked out of bounds about the 48-yard line or so. Will be a pickup of about 7 on the play.
You know, and that's just the advantage of having a quarterback out there that's very composed. He had a blitzing linebacker coming through, a little bit of a delayed blitz coming through. He felt the pressure and immediately turned and hit that swing man and picked up good positive yards.
Oh, we have a Lion injury at the 48-yard line on the far sideline. Looks like a cramp as they're stretching out the player with 3:57 left to play in the third quarter. 28-14, the advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight. Spirit Lake with the only score of the second half so far in this third quarter. The officials are going to mark Harms down, say he stepped out of bounds at the midfield stripe, so it will be a 2nd and 5 when we return to play.
Yeah, Lions right now stretching it out. Looks like Addison Metzger over there. He's been on the field a lot here tonight. And that's the tough part. When you're on the field as much as he is and you give a lot of effort, it's hard for you to get enough water breaks. You really got to take advantage of when you aren't on the field to be drinking that water. And any time out you get, you got to have that water. And you see that the Lions are all taking a quick drink now.
Yeah, and game day prep is not just on game day. That goes over the course of the week. You have to be thinking about the game all week long with your water intake, sports drink intake, fruit intake, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you don't want to be eating them salt tablets on the sidelines. They're awful.
Or drinking the pickle juice. 2nd down and 5 for Spirit Lake from the midfield stripe. Scott drops back to pass, lets one rip down the right sideline, has a receiver wide open, and a Spirit Lake touchdown for 50 yards through the air. Didn't quite get the number, but I believe it was Joe Stein.
Yeah, Stein just roared down the sidelines there. They tried him earlier, and remember they had a good shot down the sidelines in that early first quarter. This time he got 2-3 yards past Cole Telford, and Brent Scott put it right on the money.
50 yards through the air from Scott to Stein, and now a 34-14 advantage for Spirit Lake with the point after attempt coming up here. Snap is good, hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 3:51 left to play in the third quarter, 35-14. Spirit Lake with the lead over Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spirit Lake, 3:51 left to play in the third quarter, 35-14. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Ensuing kickoff coming up from Bauer, a high end-over-end kick, and it looks like the Lions will field it at the 15-yard line to the 25 to the 30 is Nagel out across the 32 to about the 33 where the Lions will start first and 10. So significantly better starting field position for the Lions here in the second half. They just haven't been able to do anything offensively.
Well, and you see Will Nagel coming on there to do that because I think Cole Telford was cramping up on that last play, and you saw him hobble after that touchdown reception. He came to the sideline, so they put Nagel in instead, and Nagel does a nice job of getting it out across the 30.
First down and 10 for the Lions. They will spot the ball on their own 33. Split receiver wide to the right, make that twins to the left and twins to the right as Postma and the offense look in for the play call. Meyer will stand to the right of Postma. Postma looks over the Indian defense, calls it out, and the hand to Meyer right up the middle. Meyer will break it out over tackle to the 35 to the 37, and a nice 4-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, Kalen just hasn't had a whole lot of touches out there to do much with it, and partially because of what Spirit Lake's been doing on defense out there. Kalen just his 7th carry for 26 yards. When he gets the ball, he does a nice job with it, but we kind of got to just get more of that flow going and get him another shot.
2nd down and 6 for the Lions, and Postma will hand to Metzger in the backfield. He's going to be dropped for a loss of about 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. And they'll give him the 34, actually, so it will be a loss of 3. And a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, just the defensive pressure that's coming from Spirit Lake is too much. And they are so quick off the ball. They're timing our snap count, and they are in the backfield before our offensive lineman can even stand up.
3rd down and 9 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 34. 2:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Clock on the move. Lions trail 35-14. Postma from the shotgun takes a snap, countered to Meyer over the left side, and Meyer has a nice carry up the left sideline across the 50 into Indian territory at the 46 of Spirit Lake, driven out of bounds, and the Lions have themselves a 1st down.
Yeah, everybody, they saw where the pressure was coming, blitzing to the right side there of the offense, and they quick do a counter to the left. Kalen gets through that first set, and he's off to the races for a nice 1st down carry.
1st down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 46 of Spirit Lake. 2:19 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Lions trail at 35-14 and looking to get on the move offensively. Twin receivers right, a single to the left. Postma in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls out right side, immediately under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Quarterback sack and a fumble at the 42 of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Man, that was tough there. Colby hanging on to the ball just a little bit too long. Can't do that with the speed of this Spirit Lake defense, and opened himself up, took a shot, and didn't hold on to the ball.
Well, they'll put it on the 43 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. That's where Spirit Lake will take over 1st and 10. Following the turnover, a quarterback sack and a fumble by Postma. 2:01 left in the 3rd quarter. Scott will line up in the shotgun. Looking over the Lion defense, Scott calls for a man in motion left to right. High snap, corrals it, and hands to Erickson up the middle. He'll carry to about the 41-yard line. Host of Lions will pounce on him after a 2-yard gain.
You know, and just good, tough running there. They hand it off to the big guy. Now you're up 35-14, a minute 45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And you're going to see Spirit Lake maybe slow it down a little bit and work their clock and use it to their advantage.
2nd down and 7 for the Indians. Ball spotted on the Lion 40-yard line as Scott will hand to Erickson. Dropped in the backfield. This will be a loss back to the 43-yard line. And Dylan Winkle coming through for the Lions to make the hit.
Yeah, right back there, maybe just past the original line of scrimmage, and a man down. It might be Erickson because he was thrown down very rudely.
Yeah, he was tossed down by Winkle, and that could very well be Erickson down on the field for Spirit Lake with 1:22 left in the 3rd quarter. 35-14, Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Was a 21-14 game at the half. Spirit Lake held the lead, and back and forth the two teams went on their opening offensive possessions, and then the Lions with a turnover and a penalty really got themselves behind the 8 ball.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the story here of the second half, Jay, as we were right in this one, and midway through the 3rd quarter, our miscues have been a lot greater than Spirit Lake. Spirit Lake hasn't had too many penalties. They haven't had many missed shots there. Not too many negative plays out of Spirit Lake here in the second half, where the Lions, we came out right away. We got some good ball movement on our first 2 plays, picked up a 1st down. Then we had a few negative plays, took us out of a drive. We also got in there and moved up the field. We had the ball at midfield. Negative plays, took us out of position, forced to punt that ball away again. And just the few little miscues that the Lions have had here have given Spirit Lake the opportunities, and they're too good of a football team to give them too many shots.
Again, 1:22 left to play in the 3rd quarter. 35-14, the lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight in Spirit Lake. Following the injury timeout, it will be a 3rd down and 10 for the Indians with the ball spotted on their own 43. It was Erickson that was down. He's up and able to walk off the field under his own power.
I think it was a little bit of a cramping issue on their end, too. You saw a lot of the Spirit Lake guys, everybody trying to grab some water when they can. They're starting to realize it here in the third quarter that these guys need to stay hydrated.
Scott will line up in the shotgun. He's got Harms behind him. Everybody in tight on the line of scrimmage in front of him. Scott drops back to pass, sets up the screen over the middle. Nicely read by the Lion defense. And Winkle again bringing Harms down back in Spirit Lake territory. They'll give him forward progress at the 49, but still going to be a loss of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, great job there to really recognize that we've been burned on that screen pass the entire game. Winkle read it perfectly that time and just about picked it off.
Inside of a minute left in the third quarter, and Scott's going to boot the ball away. Real nice punt from Scott inside the 15. We'll take a Lion bounce back to the 14-yard line after making it to the 13 and then bouncing backwards. Lions will take over first and 10. Ball spotted on their own 14. 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter and trailing 35-14.
You know, and this is one of those spots, Jay, where we wanted to play a slow tempo game. We wanted to control the tempo of this game, but here we are trailing by 3 scores. We're going to have to play a little bit more up-tempo and try and play a little bit more like Spirit Lake here if we want to get back in it.
On first down and 10, Postma will line up in the shotgun. Looks over the Indian defense. Quick pass, right side for Telford. Telford will drag to the sidelines to the 20, 25, 30, 35. Breaking through tackles across the 40, out to the 41-yard line, and a nice play. The hookup from Postma to Telford. Telford limping off to the sidelines, probably still with some cramping issues, but a great run after catch by Telford.
Yeah, he did a good job of moving it down the field and pick up a big gain for Cole Telford. And that's what the Lions need. We're going to need a few more of explosive plays.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 41. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Postma from the shotgun. The fake hand to Metzger. Quarterback keep up the middle, and Postma's brought down at the 43-yard line. After a pickup of a couple, we'll see if the Lions get one more off before the end of the quarter.
And it will be interesting to see if they try to get one off here, because obviously every second counts right here, but the Lions got to be a little bit faster getting those plays called in.
Second down and 8. 10 seconds now left in the third quarter. Clock is on the move. Lions with the ball on their own 43. They're going to run out the clock. We played 3 quarters complete in Spirit Lake here tonight. And after 3 quarters of play, Spirit Lake leading Central Lion George Little Rock 35-14. This is Lion football on the Central Lion Broadcast Network.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble & Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Back in Spirit Lake, 12 minutes up on the board here for quarter number 4, 35-14. The Indians with the advantage over Central Lion George Little Rock. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. From their own 42 as Postma drops back, sets up the screen to Meyer over the middle. Meyer breaking for the sideline real slowly and is brought down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup. But Kalen Meyer had blockers downfield, just couldn't catch up to him. It looked like he was moving real slow there.
Yeah, you're seeing these guys. They're tired and wore out, and they're feeling the aches and pains here of this ball game.
Third down and about 4 coming up for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 47-yard line. That'll be their own 47 as we get underway here in quarter number 4. 35-14, the lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lion George Little Rock. Postma in the shotgun. Quick pass left side for Skidmore. And Skidmore is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play, maybe even a loss of 1 as they tried the quick hitter and nothing doing there.
Yeah, tough break there. It was a good play. I like the bubble screen, but he had to go down to get it. I thought he got the knee down immediately, but once again, good, fast, swarming defense by Spirit Lake to cover it up.
Lions may go for it on 4th and 5 here. It looks like they will from their own 47-yard line, trailing by 3 possessions. 10:45 left in the fourth quarter, clock on the move, and a 35-14 score. Spirit Lake with the advantage over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Postma from the shotgun, twin receivers to the right. Postma calls it out, takes a snap, rolls out right side, looks down the sidelines and overshoots the intended receiver, Luke Rasmussen, on the play. Incomplete, and Spirit Lake will take over on downs.
You know, and the tough part there is even if he does catch that, he probably is going to be really close. He'd have to get about another yard. He ran right close to the sticks, and it's a young thing there for Rasmussen to know where he's got to be at, but nonetheless, can't connect. High throw there on the run, and return the ball over in the fourth quarter.
First down and 10 for Spirit Lake. Ball spotted on their own, on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 47-yard line. And the Indians may need to call a timeout here. There's a good bit of confusion on their side. Looks like they're missing some linemen on the right side of the field. So a timeout called by Spirit Lake with 10:28 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. 35-14, Spirit Lake leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
Back in Spirit Lake, the fourth quarter, 35-14. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock following the Indian timeout. It will be a first down and 10 for Spirit Lake after taking over on downs from the Lions. Ball spotted on the Lion 47-yard line. Scott from the shotgun sets up the screen over the left side, and it is dropped by the intended receiver on the play, Vance Catsby, a sophomore. Incomplete, and a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, nice job there by Kalen Meyer to jump on that, because just in case that those swing passes get called as fumbles, you got to be ready to pounce on it.
2nd down and 10 for Spirit Lake on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 47. Scott from the shotgun, quick pass right side to Stein, finds him at the 41, and Stein is knocked out of bounds at the 39, maybe the 38. Going to be shy of the first down by about a yard. Oh, no, actually they'll give him the 39, so it's still a few yards shy. Not even the 39.
Right, they're going to say right at the 40.
Yeah, 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Indians. Scott in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands to Harms up the middle, and he'll bowl over the Lion defense, but I don't think he got to the first down stick.
No, the near side judge here is going to mark him about a yard short, but you got to expect that they're going to go for it here.
4th down and about half a yard here for the Indians, just inside the 38 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. 9:55 left in the fourth quarter. Clock on the move. Lions trail it 35-14.
Now, you know they're going to probably run out of this one, Jay. So, I mean, we're going to be ready to go. We're going to be trying jumping the snap count to get the penetration, but we got to stay disciplined enough that we don't jump off sides and give them a free one.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch the hard count, watch any gadget plays, and actually the Indians are going to call a timeout here. They're going to run the play clock down and call a timeout with 9:31 left in the fourth quarter and a 35-14 lead. So the Indians taking a couple of timeouts here. Just getting underway here in quarter number 4, scoreless so far in the fourth quarter. 35-14 is your score of the ball game. Spirit Lake jumping out to a 14-0 lead. Lions rallying back with a 14-point second quarter. Spirit Lake putting a score up in the second as well, and a 21-14 lead for Spirit Lake at the half. Spirit Lake with a couple touchdowns in the third quarter, none for the Lions, and that is where we are at right now. 35-14 the lead for Spirit Lake here in the fourth quarter. A 4th down and about half a yard coming up for the Indians, just inside the 38-yard line of CLGLR.
Yeah, and this is a big down here. You got to get this 4th down stop. Spirit Lake gets a first down on this, and they'd be able to milk off at least another 3 minutes out of the clock, and we need every second we can.
Scott will line up in the shotgun with Harms behind him. Lion defense, so you got to watch the hard count here as they're going to be on top of the ball and send everybody. Scott calls for it, hands to Harms right up the middle, has the first down, carries to about the 35-yard line, and it will be a fresh set of downs for Spirit Lake.
Good play right there. Just, our big guys versus their big guys, and they happen to win the battle up front there. And 2-yard pickup, first down for Spirit Lake. And that's hard with just over 9 minutes to play here. If they burn it down here, they could work off another 3 minutes and make things really difficult.
First down and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted on the 35 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Spirit Lake in no hurry now with 9:05 left to play in the fourth quarter and a 35-14 lead. Scott will line up in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and the hand goes to Harms up the middle, breaks through some arm tackles, finds the sidelines, breaks through a few more, but that last tackle by Cooper Spees will be enough to trip Harms up at the 15-yard line.
Just barely getting enough of him to knock him down, otherwise he's off to the races. But the Lions are getting tired out there, and when they get tired, they get kind of lazy on that tackling, and trying to tackle these guys up high, they just run right through it, and Gavin Harms too good to be doing that with. You're going to have to get low and wrap strong.
First down and 10 for Spirit Lake, just outside the 15-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Twin receivers out wide to each side. Scott in the shotgun with Harms standing behind him. Scott takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking left corner of the end zone. Now he'll tuck and run. Scott breaks it out for the left sideline, heading for the end zone, and he will have the pylon for the Spirit Lake score from 15 yards out with 8:18 left to play, and now a 41-14 advantage for the Indians.
Yeah, just too tough right there. He's standing in the pocket, and they've got two guys streaking into the end zone. We're all over him defensively there, but able to get up through there and just wide open run to the end zone for him, and just kudos to that quarterback, man. Great decision-making all night.
Point after attempt coming up here for the Indians. Max Bauer, he is a perfect 5 for 5 on the night. Snap is good, hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 8:18 left to play in the fourth quarter, 42-14. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. This is Lion football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. Oh, there you go, Trolley. Back at Spirit Lake, 8:18 left to play in the fourth quarter, 42-14. Just had some pretzels delivered up to the booth here at Spirit Lake. They treat you like family up here, I'll tell you that.
Pretzel pieces,
Yeah.
mustard.
Be
Love
happy I wasn't chewing.
Don't eat them in our truck.
10-yard line, here comes Nagel on the kick return. Oh, met rudely. Knocked down by the Indians at the 23-yard line. Nagel will shake out the cobwebs and arise to his feet. First down and 10 coming up for the Lions. A 42-14 advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lion offense back out on the field for a first and 10.
Yeah, Lions just got to be looking for it. Obviously, this game out of hand at this point. We got to be looking to start making those improvements, start looking towards next week, and start seeing what they can do.
Postma in the shotgun. He'll throw it out for Telford out on the right sideline once again across the 25 to about the 28-yard line, and will be a pickup of 5 on first down.
It's a nice little play for us. You get Telford the ball really quick, and we get some good blocking on the outside. Addison Metzger, Thomas Skidmore, and Dylan Van Berkem do just a great job of blocking on the edge for him.
Second down and about 5 for the Lions with the ball spotted on the 28. That would be their own 28 with 7:40 left to play. 42-14 Spirit Lake with the lead. Postma in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands to Metzger, who cuts it up the middle across the 30 to about the 30 and a half, so a couple yards, and now a third down and short coming up here for the Lions.
Yeah, big down here for you. You got to get this first down. Keep your drive alive. You're going to need, 3rd and 3. It's looking more like is what they're going to need here. But you want to get this so you don't have to punt the ball away. As many plays as we can run here in these final minutes is really crucial and important to helping this offense grow and get better each week.
Lions with ball just across the 30-yard line. Postman in the shotgun will hand to Metzger once again. He'll be stood up at the line of scrimmage this time around. Fumbles on the play. The Lions come up with it back at the 29-yard line, so it will be a loss of 1 on the play, and the Lions facing another 4th down.
Yeah, that play was just messed up from the beginning. It was slow. We didn't know. We weren't very sure on the handoff there, and by that time, Spirit Lake was in the backfield and do a good job of wrapping up and stripping the ball free.
Punting situation once again for Central Lyon George Little Rock as Van Berkham, a high spiraling punt, fielded at the 38-yard line by the Indians, and it ran back to the 43 by Jack Latham with a late flag coming in.
Yeah, I wonder if you're going to get a hold or a block in the back there, but it was after the tackle, and I didn't see anything like a face mask or anything on the tackle, but you might have got a block in the back where the return man or the tackler actually got shoved into the return man.
The return is marked down at the 42-yard line of Spirit Lake, and it looks like the officials going to be walking backwards here for Spirit Lake perspective to the 32-yard line, and that's where Spirit Lake will start 1st and 10, their own 32. 6:25 left to play in the 4th quarter, 42-14. Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight. Week number 4 coming up next week. Lions will return home. Believe it's homecoming next week as Western Christian comes to town.
And that's a tough team as well.
Yeah.
We've seen that they've been able to put up some points so far early in the season.
Just hammered Boyden All Rock Valley last Friday night as Lions stand tough on 1st and 10. No gain on the play for Riley Reynolds, the sophomore tailback in the game now for Spirit Lake.
Yeah, starting to switch in a few guys here, getting them in and out. Still got this quarterback in there, a lot of the starters, but bringing in a few of them younger kids to give them a few carries.
2nd down and about 11 coming up for Spirit Lake. Ball spotted back at the 31. That's their own 31 with 5:53, left to play here in the 4th quarter. Lions trail it 42-14. The sweep will go over the left side to Colby Richter once again. Richter tracked down from behind. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play, but that's about it. The Lion defense able to run him down. Kalen Meyer, I think, got him from behind.
Yeah, nice job of stretching that play out, making him run towards the sidelines, not letting him turn it up the field. And then when he does, you wrap him up right away for a minimal gain.
3rd down and about 10 for Spirit Lake. Ball spotted on their own 32-yard line. 5:20 left in the 4th quarter. Clock on the move. 42-14, the advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight. And Scott will line up in the shotgun formation on 3rd down and 10. Scott with the throw, quick pass down the left sideline. No receiver. Well, the receiver slipped and fell, so incomplete, and a 4th down punting situation coming up for Spirit Lake.
Yeah, I think a little bit of miscommunication there. I think you wanted that receiver to do a little stop route and turn around and sit there on the curl, but the receiver is still going when he threw it.
So a punting situation coming up here for the Indians. Cooper Spees will head deep to field the punt for the Lions. As Scott will do the punting from the 25, gets off a nice high spiraling punt. Spees will take it at the 24-yard line, jukes the first defender to the 30, to the near sideline, to the 40, cuts back inside. Oh, just stepped out of bounds at the 41 and a half. And that's where the Lions will take over offensively. 1st and 10, 4:53 left to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, real lucky we didn't get a block in the back there. Addison Metzger gave a guy a shove back at the 34-yard line. And
there is a flag in the field.
Oh, and I think they are going to get the block in the back there against Addison.
The officials will be marking it back here. The 41-yard line is where they'll walk it back from. And the officials will take it back to the 31-yard line where the Lions will start 1st down and 10.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in the game, Jay. It'd be really nice if this offense could put something together here. We've got a few guys coming into the game. I see Jacob Piletsky coming in. He had a real nice game Monday night against MOC in the JV squad. He had a pick 6 out there. He had another touchdown catch. And, it's good to see him getting a few carries here or getting a few time.
Postman in the shotgun will hand to Meyer. Counter over the left side. Busts through some arm tackles, and Meyer has a first down up to the 42-yard line. Nice, tough run for Kalen Meyer, who you could tell is gassed at this point. 4:46 left in the fourth quarter, and the Lions pick up a first down.
Yeah, this game is over. And like I said, he's gassed from playing both ways all night long, and it's time to get him out of the game and just let somebody else go at it here.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 42. 4:35 left in the fourth, and the clock on the move. Trip receivers to the right, a single to the left. Postma in the shotgun, hands to Meyer right up the middle once again, and he'll carry defenders to the 45-yard line. 3-yard pickup by Meyer on first down.
Joe, we talk about it's probably time to get him out of the game. Look, he's got his hands on his hips there, but he's probably that kid too. They said, hey, you need to come out of the game. He's like, no way, I'm good, leave me in.
Yep, second down and 7 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 45. 42-14, Spirit Lake with the lead here. A score not indicative so much of the game. The Lions have had some bright moments here tonight and made some good plays tonight. Postma with the hand. This goes to Meyer once again. Up to about the 46 for a tough yard, and third down and 5 coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, Lions looking now here. You might have to see them. They can't run between the tackles. They might have to get it to the outside here. Maybe give Luke Rasmussen a touch out there. You see him out there at that AB back, and Poletsky out there. Poletsky's got some wheels. If we can get him out in open space, he could do some damage.
Third down and about 5 for the Lions. They'll split a receiver out wide to each side. Postman in the shotgun, fakes the hand to Poletsky. He'll go to Meyer on the counter over the left side, and no gain on the play right to the line of scrimmage. And a fourth down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, we'll see if the Lions just decide to kick it away, and it looks like they will as Van Berkom comes on to kick.
And Berkom on to punt as we'll dip inside 3 minutes left to play in the ball game. A 42-14 lead for Spirit Lake. As Van Berkom calls for the snap, gets a good snap and gets off a high end-over-end punt. Fair catch at the 24-yard line by the Indians. And that's where Spirit Lake will take over, first and 10 once again.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes to play. Expect Spirit Lake. They're going to do some subbing here. You're going to see some new kids probably work their way into the field, and you expect them just to run the ball, and they'll probably just run the clock out.
It's like quarterback Brent Scott will stay into the ball game. His tailback behind him is going to be Riley Reynolds yet. Split receiver out wide to each side with 2:50 left to play. 42-14 the lead for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Scott in the shotgun, and that's what you get when you get the new players in. Turned to hand, there was nobody home, so Scott decided to keep it as he had no choice really, and took it for about a yard.
Well, and like I said, that's great out of a quarterback to have him put in those spots. So you haven't seen too many miscues like that, but well aware. That's something he's done all night long. He's made great decisions. Nobody home, nobody there to hand off to. He just tucks it, puts his head down, and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down for Spirit Lake, and they're going to work on the play clock now. 2:19 left to play in the ball game. Clock on the move. A 42-14 advantage for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Scott will hand to Reynolds this time. Reynolds breaks through some tackles up to about the 29-yard line. Pickup of around 5 on the play, and that will set up a third down and 5 for Spirit Lake.
Yeah, Dylan Winkle in there as well as Landon Weiler coming in making the tackle as the Lions' second team, and some of the JV guys getting some time out here. And the defense is throwing the white flag and called it a game, and now we'll get some of them younger players a couple reps.
Third down and about 15, or third down and 5, pardon me, for Spirit Lake with the ball spotted on their own 29-yard line. Scott will line up in the shotgun formation. Motion man will take the hand from Scott and a sweep around left end. Nice looking run here on the play for Devon Nathan. And he'll carry up across the 40-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, just a good little run to get to the outside edge there and pick up first down yardage. 6 yards on the carry and enough for that first down and keep the clock moving.
1:15 and counting left to play in the game. 42-14, Spirit Lake with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. And the Indians salting away another win here tonight. The Spirit Lake Indians will move to 3-0 on the season. They get a road trip to Sioux Center coming up next week, it looks like, on their schedule, as they'll face District 1 opponent Sioux Center next Friday night in Sioux Center. Meanwhile, the Lions, they'll return home for homecoming against a very tough Western Christian Wolfpack team. You saw some improvement by the Lions again here tonight. Saw some good things that we can take away here in this early non-district schedule. Obviously, one of the toughest schedules in the state here for non-district play for these Lions. But, Joel, the Lions with a younger squad out there tonight made some plays and did some good things. They were really in this ball game into the second half.
Yeah, it's one of them things where they, like I said, Jay, they did some good things. They improved on some things. You saw some younger guys get on the field there and earn some reps out there. We had some injuries out there that forced those guys in, but we saw some good shining spots. We also saw a few miscues, and unfortunately against a team like Spirit Lake, when we made those miscues, they made us pay for them. And you can't have those against teams like this, because when they're playing as fast as they are and as good as they are, they can score in a hurry. And like you said earlier, Jay, the score definitely not indicative of how this game went. 42-14 is a little bit lopsided, but for the way this game went down. But the Lions, they keep improving, but one of these times we got to quit improving and we got to get a win.
Yeah, I tell you what, at some point, moral victories is enough, and, it drives the players crazy and the coaches crazy as well. You never want moral victories, but with a young team and with some relative inexperience out there, it's good to see these strides that this team is making. And a 42-14 game, Spirit Lake did score a couple of scores late in the game, so you figure maybe around a 28-14 effort or so for the Lions, but you're going to focus on being in there in the third quarter and being right in this game for the majority of that third quarter.
Well, and if you look down the road here too, you're 0-3 right now. Things aren't going so great, but you can get things turned around next week. You come out, you take on Western Christian at homecoming. If you can get a big win there over Western Christian, start going in the right direction. With the way this district has played out so far in the beginning season, it looks like it is wide open, and it really doesn't matter what your record is at the end of the year. If you're the district champion, you're in.
And that's what you want to do with a tough non-district schedule. That's when it counts. You want to be playing your best football, and if you play the best competition, that's only going to make you better, and that's what the Lions are aiming to do. Final score here tonight, 42-14, the win for Spirit Lake over Central Lyon George Little Rock. We'll have the recap coming up here from Spirit Lake. You're listening to Lion Football on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Make your move to the largest orthopedic physician team in the region, Avera Orthopedics.
Yeah, hard work looks easy when everything you touch turns gold. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Last time the feeling was amazing. Jackpot is mine. I was made for this. Can't stop those that I'm making.
Farmers, it's harvest time, and let's face it, things are quite different this year. Are you worried that your yields are down, but your production costs will keep rising? Let DeNoble and Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, relieve some of your stress by working with you to minimize your taxes and maximize your return. Call DeNoble and Company today for more information on end-of-the-year tax planning. We are a stable, reliable company with the security of experience and the energy of youth.
Are you where you need to be on your financial planning process? Whether it's planning for retirement, investment, or risk management, trust our team at Frontier Bank Wealth Management to start you on the path to financial success. We guarantee exceptional customer service and value your time. We hold ourselves to the highest fiduciary standard in the industry and serve your interests, not our own. Whether you're just starting your financial plan or want help in maintaining it, let Frontier Bank help you plan your future.
Back in Spirit Lake, ready to wrap up our coverage here tonight. Final score of 42-14. Spirit Lake defeating Central Lion George Little Rock as the Lions move to 0-3 on the season. Returning home next Friday night to take on the Western Christian Wolfpack. Homecoming for the 2019 season. Also, game one of a two-game homestand for the Lions here. A chance to maybe get some stuff going this season.
Yeah, it's time to right the ship here. We've got these 0-3 marks, and like we talked about a little bit earlier, Jay, enough with the moral victories. Let's go out and get a real one here. And it all starts right going out tomorrow. You got to start getting your focus set on homecoming. Get ready for Western Christian. They picked up, we think they're going to pick up a win over Heelan here tonight. So Western Christian, they're riding the high momentum. They've been playing well lately, and it's our turn to come in and play well and try and knock them off.
Well, the Wolfpack will come a-calling next Friday night for homecoming 2019. Volleyball team will have a home match on Thursday night. I believe they'll be hosting Sheldon of Coronation on Wednesday, correct?
Yep, Coronation will be on Wednesday. You know, make sure, obviously, the special days that'll be going on throughout the week. Lots of activities going on for homecoming, so make sure you go out and support the Lions.
Yep, definitely support the Lions during this homecoming week coming up for Central Lyon High School. 42-14, the loss for the Lions here tonight to the Spirit Lake Indians. And Western Christian coming to Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids next Friday night. And we'll be back again next Friday night with more coverage. Kickoff at 7 o'clock from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. That will do it for our coverage tonight. For Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Good night, everybody.